Okay, hello people. How are we doing? We are moving things. Hello? Why don't this work? Okay. All right. It is Thursday. Some days it's really hard to remember what day it is. I admit that one for sure. It is Manitoba. Hello. Hi, Joey. Hi, Noah. Hello, Benign, Luca. Do. I'm getting the TikTok open. All right, there we go. It's rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling. Oh man, it's been an interesting day. I will say that. All right, as far as like the news, and everything. So that's fun. Oh, I need a. Where are you at? There you at. Yeah, I gotta do this. I'll do this for the moment. Do 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 do.
From the Callin Studio web
It was still going. Sorry, I thought I had it gone from that. Hello, Moose. Hi, nerds. Nerds are great. Nerds are fantastic. Nerd is not an insult. Like the people that come up here and they try to say it to me like it's an insult, I'm just like, what is your damage? You know what I mean? Like it's just not an insult to call someone a nerd. It just isn't. Hi, Daniel. Let's see. As y'all are coming in, especially on TikTok, be sure to be double tapping that screen. If you are watching over on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And I wish there was more ways to really interact over on Twitch, but there's not. So just be active in the chat. Show that you want to be here. You know what I mean? So by being active, show that you want to be here. Oh no, I didn't. I know you weren't making it an insult, comrade. It was just a general statement that being called a nerd isn't an insult. So if anyone was insulted for some reason, it wasn't it. Jasmine, oh, was she live, Amy? That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny if she was live. And then you got yoinked in here. That's hilarious. I love that for me. Thank you, Castle. All ready for the jewels. Good. I'm glad you want to be here, Joey. Did you hit the thumbs up, Joey? Did you hit the thumbs up? I have not, Eric. I don't watch a lot of movies, if I'm being honest. Mostly because I'm the kind of person that doesn't like watching movies alone. And while I don't have to watch them alone, I don't have that much free time, contrary to maybe some people's beliefs, but I don't. So if you want me to watch it, that means I don't go live. You know what I mean? You'd have to completely miss seeing me if you want me to watch that movie. Hi, everyone. Hey, yo, Ref Man. That's good. That's good, Joey. I'm glad you choose to be here of your own accord. See, I don't want to be like Charlie Kirk. There's a few reasons for that, but mostly because I believe in reality. Wow, y'all are not okay. Oh, I'm gonna be so for real. Y'all are not okay. All over the place. Cabin, 10 streams. W. Reality is woke. No, Sparky. We'll put it this way. Reality is on Earth's side. That's why. Quite frankly. I legitimately cannot do a Trump voice. That's just how that works. All right. Okay. Thank you, Moose. I was worried to get them myself. I'm like, what the heck? Why was that? Oh. I don't think you needed to delete that one, No Name. That one kind of made me laugh a little bit. That's probably not a good thing. Hi, Chris. Good for you, MAGA debt. I just want to let you know that would be violating the United States Constitution. I mean, obviously not that you care about laws in this country. See what I did there? Nah. Oh, no, you're good, Moose. You're good. I have the worst Trump voice on the internet. So you know what I do when I'm doing Trump? Quite frankly, very bigly. I feel like that's the most accurate interpretation of Trump is how he really sounds, right? He sounds like a petulant child. Actually, let me look up. I'm sure there's something funny on his True Social I can find real quick. Donald Trump. Truth Social. Which, while you guys are waiting for me to find something to read, if you guys are still still supporting Donald Trump, or you still support the Republican Party, feel free to call the number on the screen and we'll have a conversation, hopefully with facts and not just your feelings. I'm okay with that, Art Pizza. Please let this statement serve to represent until further notice that from this point forward, any and all damages done to ships, cargo, or anything related thereto will be paid by Iranian money to the United States in its possessions and control. These damages may be very substantial, but nevertheless, this is the fair and equitable thing to do. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. That one was a serious one. What? Oh, now he's ranting about the Houthis. Yeah, you allowed this to happen. Let's see. That's related to something else. Where is it at? Do 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 da. Do do do. Sorry, I'm trying to find another one that's actually funny. There's just so many freaking ads on True Social. It's ridiculous. Like every scrolling is an ad between each post. Now it's 2 ads between each post. That's getting a little bit ridiculous. Let's see. Nah, that's not what I want. He posts silly things all the time. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Because he doesn't know what a primary is. So actually, this one's probably just like fantastic. We'll put this up. Oh, absolutely. The hell not. You are not sending me any notifications. What? What? Why would I do something like that? You know what I mean? And I need it over here. Here we go. MAGA candidates won everything last night in Arizona. Complete sweep. I won Arizona 18 months ago. The Democrats are dumbfounded after decades. Arizona is becoming a Republican state. Congratulations to all. You're telling me Republicans won Republican primaries? Is that what we're saying? Ty, I'm usually very nice to you. So Republicans won Republican primaries, and we're celebrating that they won primaries where they weren't competing against another party? Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all can hear a jet. But what? I just MAGA candidates won everything last night in Arizona. A complete sweep. I won Arizona 18 months ago. The Democrats are dumbfounded. They're not dumbfounded that Republican candidates won Republican primaries. If I could, I would. It's easier to go high pitch than it is to go lower pitch. After decades, Arizona is becoming a Republican state. It's the primaries. It's a primary. Okay? So in a primary, Donald Trump, I need you to know, right? It's Republicans against Republicans. Okay. That's how it works in a primary. It's Republicans versus Republicans, and they won their own primaries. I mean, we knew he wasn't okay, but that's a different story, right? Okay, that is correct, Lenati. We need 19 more heart me's over on TikTok. Okay, but we can go into a little bit of this. I have stuff prepared for y'all while we are waiting for phone calls to come in. There's plenty of people around, so I bet all of y'all think Trump is doing great. Republicans are doing great. They're doing fantastic compared to the Democrats. All of these wonderful things. Well, I have some news for you, okay? I do have some news for you on that. So we'll pull this up. I assume that you are all mostly, right? Everyone is mostly familiar with Fox News, right? Okay.
22 points.
Oop, that's not what I wanted. Oh, Thomas, you have to call the number. I don't talk to TikTok guests. It's not that difficult. Okay, so you guys will have to listen to this over on TikTok and the portrait YouTube. It won't be on screen, but Landscape can see this. So we'll play this here.
Fox polling shows voters want major changes on top issues. Good morning, Lauren. What changes?
Good morning. Well, 4 in 10 want revolutionary change. That shows voters are unhappy and could register their discontent at the polls in November. Voters telling Fox that Democrats would do a better job on 7 of 9 major issues. Pull it up and we'll go from the bottom up. Voters favored Democrats by 22 points on income inequality. Dems are up 21 points on health care. They're up 10 on inflation. They're also leading on the economy, foreign policy, government spending, even immigration. Republicans lead on crime and on national security.
So out of 9 issues, okay, out of 9 issues that Fox News polled, okay, Democrats led on 7 of them. Out of 9 issues, the Democratic Party was more favored than the Republican Party on a Fox News poll. Oh, they get into it more about how that works with the midterms.
Both parties say they are motivated to vote, but 68% of Democrats say they are extremely motivated versus 57% for Republicans.
More Democrats are motivated to vote than the Republican Party in the midterms, than registered Republicans. Oh, somebody says rubberish. Is this a recent news? Yes. Yeah, that was today's news clip on Fox News. Are you okay? Hey, Dolphin. I know, listen, I do know that kind of stuff is hard, right? not easy to hear these things. It's not easy to be told that what you believe in isn't going well. Sorry, I was looking to see what they had this on. Yeah. See, this is also how I know it's recent. Oil, $91.12 today. $91.12 today. Yeah, that's what it hit today. Earlier today, that's what it hit. So, that's how I know it's a real thing. I know you guys want to deny what's in your face, even if it's shown to you. It's cool. We get it. So, yeah. 1 second. It would be nice if everyone actually voted, but that's cool. It is what it is, you know? All right. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Awesome.
So really, for
For
me,
TikTok
I
terms of
really just
service,
support
for
Trump so much
TikTok
because
terms of
he.
service, for TikTok terms of service, how old are you?
Yes, ma'am. 28.
28. Okay, and you're still supporting Donald Trump?
100%.
Okay, what's the primary reason why?
Well, so my son Miles had this diabetes outbreak, and so his legs had to get detached from his body. And so Donald Trump supported the surgery that gave my son Miles e-cigarettes for legs. Basically, we were able to get him 2 blue e-cigarettes attached to the lower half of his body. And
Like, why would you even do that? That's annoying and dumb. Like, if you're gonna troll, at least be funny. If you can't be funny, don't even bother trolling. Oh yes, I'm in such a basement that there's light right here. The sun. Oh, I mean, most men aren't actually funny. Yeah, that's a good point too, Midwest. Anyone can troll, but only a real artist can be good at it. That is also true. Oh, I mean, I agree. America definitely has no more empathy. That is true. DG, I have nothing in the contrary to say that, so could have happened. We'll give you that. Oh, he's not just a supporter, he's a protector. You guys can just look at what happened recently with or what's going on with the Tate brothers. We could go so into that one. Yeah, my son. Anywho's, let's see. Thank you, Fab. Hey, I want this open. Where are you at? There we go. So yeah, Republicans aren't doing well in their own circles and on their own issues. They're not leading. They're not doing well. Even Republican voters are favoring the Democratic Party or believe that the Democratic Party is better at certain things. But don't worry, guys. Donald Trump definitely cares about how much y'all are paying for things, okay? Trump cares so much about how much you are paying for things. You ready? Oops, wrong one.
I walk into office, I have a press conference first or second day, and they're screaming at me, "What are you going to do about high prices? Right? What are you going to do?" I said, "I just got here. What are we talking about? Tell me." Eggs have gone up 4 times. 4 times. I said, "I just got here. Give me a break."
I just got here. Give me a break. I just got here. Give me a break. because that's how much he's talking about this, mind you. This was yesterday. He's still like talking about this recently. He's so upset about what happened last year. He's still talking about it today. Mind you, eggs are down. I do agree with that. The price of eggs are down. Congratulations. Tell me how Donald Trump did something specifically with that. You know what I mean? But everything else is going up, 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 up. Please tell me how specifically he lowered the price of eggs. Fab, I mean, they never believe it anyway. That's the biggest problem. Oh, you are right, yo boy Izzy. Trump doesn't know where he's at most of the time. That is definitely true. But every disaster is going up, 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 up. You're right, Dan. That is also true. Hi, how are you?
Good, and yourself?
Good. How old are you for TikTok terms of service?
40.
And you are supporting Trump?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why are you still supporting him?
Why don't you support him?
Why? Violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution is pretty much a big one for me.
Like, which ones?
Article 1, 2, 3, and 6 amendments. The First Amendment, Second Amendment, Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, Seventh,
how do you violate the
Eighth,
First Amendment?
10th,
What's a
14th
factual thing that
Amendment,
he did to-
also the
I- okay,
24th
I
Amendment,
understand.
the 26th Amendment, the
It's easy to
16th
list
Amendment. I mean,
amendments.
like,
Anybody can list
I think
amendments.
I'm a little bit wrong
What
in the
did he
20,
actually do?
26th, but definitely
What-
the 22nd.
What did he actually do to violate those amendments?
Oh, are
It's easy
you
to list them. I
are
can list
you
amendments too.
unfamiliar with
It's just like,
things?
do you want to have an actual conversation or do you want to ask
Well,
me questions?
no. So
Like,
Kevin, this is why I ask you why you still support Donald Trump, to not go over like, because if you don't know the
because we
things that
don't
I am
because we
talking
don't
about,
believe none
then
of the
it's kind
things
of me
we don't
just
believe all
beating
the
down on you, and that just doesn't feel right. Sure.
But it's not
How
beating
did
down.
Donald Trump
It's like
violate Article 1, Article 1 of the United States Constitution, and therefore also violate Article 2 and Article 6 of the United States Constitution?
just
Well,
tell me
let's see.
how.
We would have to test your knowledge on that. What is Article 1, 2, and 6?
Oh my God! See, this is the same conversation every time. Just tell me what he did. What do you believe he did?
It's not what I believe, it's what is true. Anyway, what
And
what are
then
the
just tell me
first,
what it
second,
is.
what is Article 1, 2, and 6? What are those articles?
Again, this is the game you guys try to play. You
It's
don't
not a
want to have a
game. I am
serious
testing your
conversation.
knowledge
It
to
is a
know where
game.
I need to start.
You
Do
were
I need to
saying
start
he
at the very
violated.
beginning? Okay. We'll start at Okay, so Kevin, so you're telling me you know zero about the you know nothing about the United
That's
States
what I'm saying.
Constitution. You don't know a
That's
single
what you
thing.
were saying because you won't just tell me
Oh,
what.
okay. No problem. So I'll go ahead and I'll go over this for you, Kevin. All right. I understand you are severely lacking in knowledge on what the United States Constitution says, what these specific articles say, and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll go over this with you, right? So Article 1 specifically is designating the powers to the legislative branch of government, right? So the legislative branch is also known as
Again, I don't need
Congress.
to
Okay.
I understand what all
So
that
the
is.
Supreme
Just
Court
tell me what
ruled
he did.
in February
he
of
did.
2026 that Donald Trump violated Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution with his IEEPA tariffs. So those are unconstitutional, meaning he violated Article 1 of the United States Constitution. That's written within the holding, right? I assume you know what SCOTUS is and what the holdings are in these things. So that's awesome. So then if we go into that further, because he overstepped his powers of the executive branch of government, which is Article 2. That means he violated Article 2 of the United States Constitution, okay? And then if you go further into that, if you look at Article 6 of the United States Constitution, that's his oath of office. If you violate any part of the Constitution, you have violated your oath of office. Now, if we go just a wee bit further into here, right? Donald Trump also violated Article 2 and Article 6 and the 14th Amendment in the Trump v. Barbara decision on birthright citizenship because his executive order, and also violated Article 1, right? His executive order overstepped the bounds of his authority on what's written in the United States Constitution and what was reaffirmed in federal law passed by Congress. So that's Article 1, 2, 6, and the 14th Amendments. Kevin, do you understand these things now?
Yes, I can read the same exact Google thing you're reading. Okay.
I
like,
didn't have
don't-
Google pulled up. I love how they always try
Okay.
to cope out with that.
Because I literally just followed exactly what you said off of Google. I typed in how did Trump, the exact question you said, and you read verbatim
yeah?
what Google said.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So Kevin,
literally
like
read
there's
along.
this cool thing that I can show everyone, like, right? So we'll go ahead. I have this extra phone. I have this extra device, right? Just for you, Kevin. Just so every
just-
single
let's just play
person can
this
see
game
it.
that you guys
I'm
like to
going
play.
to open up. I'm going to open up my camera, right? We're going to open up the
Okay, like,
camera. We're going to
this-
take a
this
quick picture
condescending
of
smugness,
all of my
it's just-
screens.
This is why we can't have conversations.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just
This one,
condescending and smugness.
I got to make
And they'll-
sure
do you
that no
understand
one's
this and
numbers
that?
are
Like-
up here. So we're going to kind of
So
put
you
my
literally
hand
just
in it.
played a Fox News
Awesome.
clip saying
So
that Trump
here's
didn't
what it
have
is,
Republican
right?
support.
So here's what we'll show
Right?
you, okay? These are my computer screens. As you guys can see right here, this computer screen that's on here is just showing all of my chats. It's a lot, right? So then I got to make sure I swipe the right way. Yeah, no, I didn't. Like, you can hear, hi, you can hear my mouse when I click it. My mouse is very loud.
Okay,
You can
let
also
me ask you
hear
a
my
question. You
keyboard
just-
when I type on it because my keyboard is loud. Okay, and then this other
Okay, so
one
does
is
anybody
me
get to talk or
streaming
just
on
you?
TikTok through
does anybody
OBS
get
with
to talk,
all
or
of
is it
my
just you? Do you
chats
want
going
people to
on,
call in so you can
right?
condescend
And
them and talk over them?
then, so I know this
is that
one's
all it
harder to
is?
see, but I'll show around it, right? I had to block your phone number with my hand, but this is my call-in studio
Okay,
that I
so again, I ask
use.
you again,
Like,
is this just for me, for
hello,
you
this
just to
is
talk over
call-in
me and talk
studio
down to
that
me
I
while we're
use.
having a
No, I
conversation?
only talk over imbeciles that don't know how to answer questions. That I also,
You
you're
haven't
not
answered a
able
single
to
question
say
yet.
any single. Sir,
All
I've
you've done
answered
is-
your
is talk
question.
down and
I've
condescend.
answered your question. I understand that it makes you
haven't stopped
upset that
talking.
I've answered your
You literally
question.
have not
You
stopped
asked me
talking.
to explain to you how he violated these things, and I explained it to you. I'm so sorry that it didn't fit in with your worldview, right? I mean, I can definitely go further. I have no problem going further. Mind you, everything else, like nothing's changing on my screens, okay?
all you
Like
wanna
I
do
can
is
even
read
show
off
this here.
your
You know,
script and
we'll
not
keep
have
it
a
like this, okay?
conversation.
We'll
That
keep
is the
my
problem.
camera open and I'll just keep taking pictures. Maybe I just need to do this, right? So like I need to keep my
Okay, let's just do this. Let's talk about what you
I
were
just need to
talking
keep
about
my
right before
camera
I called.
open. People see that it's the
Can we
camera.
talk
My
about what
hands
you
will
were
stay
talking
right
about right
here.
before I called?
Or maybe, you know what? Here, you know, we'll put my hands behind my head. Oh wait, hold on. I
Okay,
do
so
got
what
to
you're
show,
saying
right?
is
So
that
hold on.
you don't
We'll do
actually
this.
want to
So
have
you
a
guys see,
conversation.
it's
You want people
camera
to call
again.
in
That's
so you
me
can
on
put them
camera
down,
to video.
right?
We're gonna do quick video showing this. Okay, y'all saw this. Okay, my phone's going here. My hands are going behind
this
my
is the
head.
most
All right. So
condescending
we're not.
nonsense I've
Nothing's
ever heard in my
changing.
life.
Okay.
Like-
Nothing is absolutely changing. You guys are seeing this, right? My hands are behind my head. My phone is on my head. Okay. So how did
Okay,
Trump violate the
question.
First
Are we
Amendment of the
having a
United States
conversation, or are you
Constitution?
just
Well,
explaining
let's
shit
see.
that I don't care
He tried to revoke the press pages of AP News. That's been reversed by multiple courts. He also acknowledged when he was in the White House signing his executive order to somehow upcharge flag burning, which is a guaranteed United States free speech, freedom of expression right by SCOTUS, right, that he said, I'm ending free speech when he signs that executive order. In his first term, he also violated the Second Amendment with the bump stock ban. That was overturned by the United States. Oh, and there my phone just fell. By the United States Supreme Court, right? So over the bump stock ban, ATF, like that was tangentially aligned there
Okay,
as
so
a
you're
violation. It
saying
wasn't
that.
fully him. It was ATF like reading it wrong and shit like that. So we'll
Are
give
you
him
gonna
a
let me
slight
talk, or do I
pass
need
on
to
that
hang up?
one.
Like, this
But when it comes to unlawful search and seizure, yeah, pooling. So when he's telling ICE and them that they need to go harder, right, into what they're doing, that's kind of a problem. And so ICE is doing that under his direction with him and his little,
Yes, they're
we need to
enforcing the
hit
law.
$3,000 deportations a day. You guys need to get all, arrests a day, right? So we have all of that, okay? So that's
How
part
is
of it
enforcing
too,
the
okay?
law? How
Then you
is
have the Fifth
enforcing
Amendment
this country's
violation, which was
immigration law a
guaranteed, like
problem?
reasserted by the United States Supreme Court in Trump v. AARP. I know you're completely unfamiliar with their
So
ruling
was
on that one. It
Biden's
wasn't a
student
full
loan,
ruling. It was
was
just
Biden's student
specifically
loan,
over like
was
denying
Biden's
his
student
request for a
loan
stay
after
to
the
not
Supreme Court
overturn
told
what a
him
lower
no,
court judge
unconstitutional?
ruled.
Hey,
So that one is like,
hello, simple
again,
question.
tangentially aligned with that one there. So then we have Kristi Noem v. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, where specifically in the holding, they explain that the prosecution, the Solicitor General tried to argue in court in front of the Supreme Court of the United States of America that as long as they deport people fast enough, guess what? They don't have to guarantee their right to due process, which is a direct violation of not only the Fifth Amendment, but
No, it's
also
not.
the 14th
No, it is
Amendment of the
not.
United States Constitution. And it
Expedited
also ignores
deportation
precedent and
started
case law
under
that's
Bill
also been
Clinton.
issued by
How are
6
y'all
other
people
United
this
States
fucking
Supreme Court
stupid?
rulings
How are y'all this stupid?
previously. So that's where I also say that he violated Article 2 and Article 3 and Article 6 of the United States Constitution. In this case, also the Fourth Amendment and the
can
Fifth
say he
Amendment.
did all
Also,
you want.
best part,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
also sort of ignoring the Sixth and Seventh Amendments and their right to get a trial, to have their case heard in front of a judge, because he is ignoring their right to due process
Okay.
and their right to,
What-
guess what? Submit
you
a
stop
writ of
talking?
habeas corpus
Can
denying
you stop
their
talking?
removal. We also have it that he is violating the Eighth Amendment of the United States Constitution
hey,
by
dumbass. How
putting
many
people
people did
in El
Obama
Salvador,
deport without
CICA,
due
where they
process?
are
How
committing,
many people
right?
did Biden
They are
deport without due
torturing
process?
people there. That's been acknowledged.
Very
That's
simple question.
reaffirmed so many times over. A CNN documentary already went over that. Other documentaries also went over that. So that he
70+%
violated
of Biden- of
the Eighth
Obama's
Amendment there.
deportations
He's
had
also
zero
attempting to
due process.
violate the 10th Amendment right now with states' rights, because
Zero
I
due
know you're
process under
unfamiliar
Biden,
with this,
using a law
but
that
just so
Clinton
you know,
signed into
in
office.
Article 1, it reaffirms the states' rights to manage their own voting and their election processes. So he's trying to violate the 10th
Trying
Amendment
to
in the first
doesn't make a
article with
shit.
his Save America Act. So there's that one too. Let's see. He tried to violate the 12th Amendment when he tried to skirt around, like he told Mike Pence not to assert, right, not to affirm that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. He's
did he
joked
tell-
about
that's what he did,
violating
right?
the 22nd
Yeah, you just
Amendment
make
with
up
running
shit.
for a third term. I
You
know you're so
literally just
unfamiliar
make
with
up
that.
shit
We've
and
already
talk
gone
over
over the
people.
14th
And if I
Amendment, so
wasn't
I
had nothing else to
definitely
do, I'd
don't
hung up on
need
El
to
Salvador,
go
but this
over
is
that
interesting.
again. So
This is
that one's good.
interesting.
We've rehashed that one time and time again. There's multiple parts. There are 5 sections to the 14th Amendment. I know that one's really
you
hard to figure out.
honestly think that this is
But
winning
the
an
16th
argument
Amendment is
by
no
just
poll.
nonstop reading
Guess
shit
who
off?
gets to determine who sets taxes? Oh, that's Congress. Okay. So he violated the 16th Amendment as well with his IEPA tariffs because Congress didn't set them, right? And they reaffirmed that tariffs are a tax.
There is
So he
literally
violated the
nothing you have
16th
said
Amendment there
that
too.
Biden,
I already went over the
Trump,
22nd
Obama,
Amendment.
or
Oh,
Clinton
the
didn't
important
do.
one, no poll tax. Okay, the Save America Act, since he is trying to say that people need their ID to vote, which, by the way, I don't disagree with voter ID. It just has to be free. Otherwise, it is a poll tax. So,
There is
guys,
not
I
a
do have to grab
single
my phone.
state in this
So,
country that
here's
does
my
offer
hands,
free
right?
ID.
Nothing else was on my screen. Okay.
Not a single state in this
So
country doesn't
now,
offer free ID.
oh, it's been recording this whole time. Okay, cool. So we have this. All of these are still the same. Oh, I changed what was on the screen. So that was, my phone was recording the entire time when it fell before I did all of that. So we'll
What?
just show everybody
What
that,
state does not offer free ID?
here we go. Yeah, so that, oh no, I guess it started recording again. But in case anyone thought that I didn't have nothing on my screen this whole time, we'll go ahead and press play for you here again.
What
Okay.
state
Yeah,
doesn't
oh, that's that
offer
one.
free
Hold
ID?
on. We'll go back. So this is everything that was on my screen. That one's a little hard to see. That is just my Elgato mixer, just showing how I
Who
keep
gives a
my
shit?
audio
We know
going.
you're just reading off
And
talking
then, so
points.
like,
You'll all
this was
say the
recording the
same
entire
exact
time I was
script
doing that
over
spiel.
and over.
So we'll go ahead and,
What?
oh, that was 3 minutes. Okay. We'll go ahead and go over here where, once again, nothing was changed on my screen. And as you guys saw, it was just
What
another one of my faces
state
down there at the
doesn't give
bottom.
free ID?
So I did all of that from memory because I'm just that good at my points that I go over here. I know that must be
What
really
state
difficult for you,
doesn't
Kevin,
offer
because
free
you
ID?
haven't stopped talking even once, okay? It's really not difficult to go over any of these things that I just went over, okay? So I truly hope that helps. And there you go. And if you want to look up all of those things on Google, feel free. It doesn't
What
bother me at all.
state doesn't offer free IDs?
I'm sorry, what?
What state doesn't offer free IDs? What state
The
in this
only
country
one that
can you
offers
get a
free
government
IDs
ID
and it's
for free?
with, oh, shushies. I know you, Pookie Pie, you're so mad. My state doesn't offer free IDs. Florida does not offer free IDs.
That's a lie.
Louisiana
That's a
doesn't
lie.
offer
That's a
free
lie.
IDs.
There
Texas
is
doesn't
no
offer
state
free
in this
IDs. I
country
know you're not aware of
that
how
doesn't
these
offer
things
a
work. The
free
only state that
government
I
ID.
actually know that offers a form of free ID is Ohio, but they have very specifics. Like, they're very specific with this, okay? So in Ohio, you can't have any other form of ID. You can't have a single other form of ID. You cannot have a driver's license. You cannot already have a state issued ID. You can't have any of these things, right? It has to be your only ID that you get, and you have to meet an income requirement in order to qualify for a free ID. It's only that. It's very, very, very specific because I've looked into these things. So no, sir. One state out of 50 offers one method of free ID. Okay. So why are you still supporting Donald Trump since you've absolutely failed on this one?
Because literally everything you said was done
It's
by
true.
either Clinton, Obama, or Biden.
What? I'm
They've
sorry.
all done the same thing.
Who
all done the
violated the
same thing.
14th Amendment by writing an executive order to earn birthright, like to end birthright citizenship? Oh, wait. Are you saying Obama and Biden both wrote executive orders to try to end birthright citizenship?
They've all did executive orders that would have violated the Constitution in some way, shape, or form under your
Oh,
definition.
cool. I'm
That is
so
just
glad
a
about
fact.
your whataboutism because I never once
That
said
is
that
a
I
fact.
supported them. Isn't that fantastic? I never once said that I supported those two individuals that you just mentioned.
But you have.
Wow.
Okay, that's the game y'all all
This is
play.
how the whataboutism goes, right? It's because
So-
I haven't said
so how is
anything
birthright
positive
citizenship
about
a thing?
Obama. I haven't said anything positive about Joe
So
Biden
why
since
is
I've been
it
live.
okay
So
that
it's
somebody can
very
come here
interesting.
and have
Well,
a
I can't
child
agree.
and then
Guys,
that
no,
child
he's
is
not
now a
wrong.
citizen?
The Supreme Court of the United States of America absolutely has ruled against
You
Joe
literally just
Biden
can't answer
and
fucking
Obama
questions.
and Clinton
You can
and
just
Bush,
read your
Bush
script.
2, Bush
Answer
1.
a
They
very
ruled
simple
against
question.
every
The
president
14th
throughout our
Amendment,
history
it was not
for
meant for illegal
overstepping
immigrants.
the
14th
bounds of their
Amendment
executive
was for
branch
slaves,
powers. That is true.
children of
Again,
slaves.
this isn't what I'm
So how does that
saying, right? I'm
apply
not
to somebody
denying
who is
that
coming
they
in this
don't do that,
country
right?
illegally
Never once
to
said
have a
that,
baby?
right? So that's why I didn't say that at all, and that's why I don't say that I support them. Also, they're no longer the president, so it's really easy to be like, yeah,
Okay,
bro, I
okay,
100%
Again, you
don't
fucking
support
beat a
them.
dead horse
Like,
for no reason. Simple question. How is the 14th
I
Amendment
was still
meant
talking.
for illegal immigrants? The 14th Amendment was meant for pre-Civil War
no, it
slaves.
wasn't.
That's
It wasn't. Oh,
It's
it was
not
not.
meant for illegal immigrants.
Oh, Kevin, what you're telling me is you didn't actually go through or study like what happened on the Senate floor originally when they were debating the
I
14th
don't need to
Amendment?
study shit. Show me the
Kevin,
part where
you've
it
had
says
so
illegal
much time.
immigrants can come in and
Kevin,
have babies.
Kevin,
Show me that
that
part.
law passed the 14th Amendment passed in 1867. You're telling me how old are you again, Kevin? Oh, in your
Yes.
40 years of life, we'll just give you until you're 18. So in the last 22 years, you never once, Kevin, oh my God, Kevin, I can't believe it. You never once looked up what the 14th Amendment, who it was meant for? Oh God, how could you not
So
ever
the
do
14th
that? Not
Amendment
even
was
once.
for
Oh
illegal
man.
immigrants to have babies and then
I
become
can't
citizens.
believe that, Kevin. God, that really disappoints me, Kevin. Okay, I'm so
Just
sorry to
answer
hear
the
that.
fucking
Also, TikTok, if you
question.
guys see this guest,
Does it
if
say
or this
illegal
gift, if
immigrants
you
can
guys
come in
meet
and
this
have
gift
babies
goal
and
real quick
citizens?
on
That's what the
TikTok,
14th Amendment
we'll
was
go
written
ahead
for.
and
For
give
people
Kevin
living
the boot.
outside of this
Okay, we'll
country
send him
to
to
come
Italy.
into
Free
this country to
trip
have
to
kids.
Italy with this. Okay. Okay, so Kevin, if you actually go back and because you can read the transcripts from, thank
It's a
you, Tara.
very simple
You can
question.
read the
Is
transcripts
that what it
from the
says?
Senate.
Yes or no?
You can read the transcripts from the Senate debates from back in the 1860s. And so here's
don't
what
give a shit
happened,
about the
Kevin,
Senate
right?
debate.
So
What
there were
does the
specific
14th
senators from
Amendment say?
California, and I'll be honest, I don't know their names offhand, right? And I'm
I don't give a
not
shit about
looking
your
it up,
talking
okay?
points. I
I'm just
really
letting you know. I'm
don't.
looking at the camera, my hands are
Wasn't
moving here in
written
front of
for
my face.
illegal
I'm not looking
immigrants to come
anything up,
into this
okay?
country to
So
have
when
kids.
it comes
You know
to
it
the
fucking
14th
wasn't.
Amendment
That's why you're doing
and the
this
debate
runaround
on the
smug
Senate
bullshit.
floor, they specifically said that I don't care if Chinese immigrants are in my state. If they give birth to that kid is a citizen. Oh my God! What a
Who gives a fuck what a
concept!
senator on the floor
Oh
said?
my
That's not what the
God!
fucking 14th Amendment
Holy
is for.
shit!
That's not what the
It's
language of the
almost
14th Amendment
like
is.
the
That's not what it's
14th
fucking
Amendment
for.
wasn't just meant for black individuals who were former slaves. And not to mention that, but also, I know you ignored this part, okay? I know you ignored this
No,
part,
the part you
Kevin,
keep
okay?
ignoring is
But
still
here's
you were
the
talking
cool
about a
thing about it,
Chinese
okay,
citizen,
Kevin?
a person
Is
that
that
lives here,
there
has a
was
kid,
settled
not an illegal
law,
fucking immigrant
settled,
coming across the border.
federally established law that reaffirmed the 14th Amendment's right that any person, I know that might be a hard one, any person born within the jurisdiction of the United States of America is a citizen. It's not just the 14th Amendment, Pookie Pie. It's not just the 14th Amendment, Pookie Pie. It is
Again,
settled law because it was
you are
argued
so
on the Senate
fucking
floor.
delusional.
Look it up, Kevin.
So
But I do
delusional.
have to let you know, Kevin, capitalism yoinked your ass, and I hope you have the day you deserve. So, cool. Thank you for the funsies. That was great. I appreciate that. Truly, truly, truly. So this is what happens when men like crash out immediately. For whatever reason, they just want to just be bigly mad immediately. Very bigly, the bigliest. And y'all expect me to take them seriously? I did see that, Izzy. I did see him try to steal that. Yeah. So thank you guys, W Tara, for the well diving. I figured, you know what, we'll just try to light up the gift gallery to see if we can't use that as an incentive to get the gift gallery lit up. And of course, you know, as you guys know, I have this daily goal. This is not really a daily goal. This is until it's met goal. So if you guys can help knock that down, that is greatly appreciated. We'll pull up a palette cleanser for the moment. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, because you said hello to a few people. I wasn't sure. Hi.
No, you're
I just
okay.
wanted to. My name's Glenn. I'm a Canadian citizen. If I could just, I'm 54. If I could just quickly respond to what that gentleman was just saying. The people coming across your southern border are people who are indigenous to this continent. They should have the right to travel as indigenous populations all over this continent. White Americans should not have the right to tell them who and where they belong.
Boom.
If
Yeah, I
could just
agree with
say
that. I've made that
Um,
joke with people before when they're like, "This is America," and I'm like, "Oh, so anyone is allowed to, like any American it has the right to be here? Okay, cool. So does Canada and Mexico." I've done that before. I do
yeah,
like to. There are some things I
they're
get a
not
little
crossing the
trolly on.
border.
So
They're not crossing the border. The border crossed them. They're they that Mexico was part of your country at one point, like your landmass. You fought a war and you kicked them out, but that doesn't mean that they don't belong.
oh no, I don't.
Anyhow,
I don't
but that
disagree
was just
there. I think that
that
every
was just
I think that every immigrant that comes to the United States of America, they deserve their chance to be heard. There are exceptions to that. Like if you commit a crime, like a violent crime specifically while you're here, then I agree with your deportation to your home country, right? So like there are things that
certainly.
I'm like there on, and obviously like if you violent crimes, you've been convicted of that, and yeah, I don't want you here either. So I agree with that one. That's about it.
I certainly agree with that too. Yeah, you've given up your right to being in that country if you've committed that sort of crime.
Hmm.
But what I wanted to talk about was I'm curious what your Trump supporters have to say about your president's treatment of Canada and your tariffs.
Oh, I mean, from
Like
my
one of the,
experience with Trump supporters, I know you hear
well
another dog, Summer.
that
With my
or I was
experience, they think Canada's been ripping us off for years and it's fantastic and they deserve it. They're really just not well educated on it.
no, they're not because well, for instance, the dairy thing is something that keeps getting brought up.
Yes,
We're a very small
it's that way.
country. We're smaller in population than California. Our dairy industry is small and it needs to be protected. Your country has a great industry. You're huge, and we need to be protected with tariffs.
And also, it doesn't
Um,
go into effect until someone in Canada buys like over purchases. You know what I mean? They have to, a certain
right.
threshold has to be met in order for it to kick in. So, and guess what? For all the Trumpies in here, that threshold has never been met once by Canada. Never, not even
Right.
once. So that tariff on dairy products has never been enacted. It's never been utilized.
And my country has stood by your country in just about every conflict that you've been involved in. Mostly, you've been late to the party. First World War, Second World War. My country was
Hmm.
involved from the very beginning of those wars. Um, as as a sovereign nation, not as part of the British Empire. Um, we've we've done we've helped you with wildfires, which
Yep.
we're getting in trouble for right now because of the smoke crossing the border, which is ridiculous. We can't control where the smoke goes, and
Nope.
most of those fires are in remote areas. The understanding of our geography is just woefully pathetic from the majority of your population. We are a huge landmass, and
Hmm.
most of our landmass is inaccessible where these fires are, except for by air. We can't manage our forests. You don't go out with a rake and a chainsaw and manage thousands and thousands of hectares or acres of forest. I mean, the idea that we have somehow been negligent in our handling of these forest fires is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We
Trump
sent so
also
many.
thinks that there was a magical faucet that is in Canada that he somehow got y'all to turn on to put out the forest fires in California last year. So there's that.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean we build planes dedicated to forest fighting,
mhm.
and we've sent them to your country to help. As neighbors, we have not ever put financial stipulations on helping you. We're good people. We look after each other. We look after our neighbors. We look after our allies. We respect our friends and our enemies to a degree, as far as our treatment of them. After the Second World War, 6,000 German prisoners decided that they wanted to be Canadian citizens after they were released from POW camps here. We held more German prisoners than any other country in the world. And
Yeah.
6,000 of them decided that Canada was such a beautiful place that they wanted to come here and stay here.
Which I will say, Glenn, is that the majority of, there's plenty of us in the United States that know that Canada is our friend, and so is Mexico. But I am gonna let you go because I want to get back to some of the debates. But I do appreciate you calling in and asking a question.
Okay, well, I wanted to hear what some of your Trump supporters had to say about this, about his attacks on our sovereignty, and his attacks on us economically. That's what
Yeah.
I was curious about.
You'll just have to
if
listen
that
in.
was
There
possible.
might be someone that calls in and says something about it.
Okay.
right.
I had more to say about our healthcare system and the misinformation that's been put out by the Trump administration about that. But thank you very
There's so
much for your time. I'm sorry if I took too much time. Thank you very much.
You're okay. It was a nice palate cleanser. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Michael, no one's saying that. Like, I didn't even say that. Then you guys are misinterpreting what Glenn said as well. Hi, how are you?
Are you hello? Is this me?
Yeah, it's you.
Hi. I'm Sarah. I'm 28. I guess I have to say my age, right?
Yes, please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. So I just sat here for 22 minutes and I didn't really listen to any productive conversations. It didn't really seem like nobody was really trying to understand each other on both sides. And to Glenn, I wanted to actually fact check him. This whole country of California, not California, the whole state of California does not have more of a population than the whole country of Canada. That's just a simple Google search. It's over 41 million right now for the whole state of the country, but regardless, I just wanted to come on here and, say that I feel like we're past the point of, do you support Trump? Do you support Biden? Because let's be honest, they're both wings of the same bird. They've been for a long time. I did vote for Trump. I voted for him twice. I'm a registered Republican. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before. But I just think that if you were to engage your audience in a different way, maybe you'd have friendlier people. Like, for instance, like I'm not trying to tell you what to do because this is your thing, right? But I'm just suggesting, do you support the United States government? Because I'll tell you my answer to that is no. I don't support the whole country as a general of what's going on right now. Our country has no morals. We have become a joke to everybody in this whole entire world. The Epstein files, there's people besides Trump that are on the Epstein files that have not been prosecuted. And let's not be mistaken here, because Prince Andrew had his royal, what is it called? Royal, I'm sorry, I don't know the word. I'm not going to look it up on Google, but he had his royal rights stripped from him.
His
Those
title.
were taken from him because he was listed. Thank you. So I just don't get, what are we doing here as a country? President that was elected that I voted for. I did that with my chest, that I thought that he was going to put America first. Half of our country is in debt. Not only that, but there's people that aren't even making ends meet right now. We have veterans on the street, people who fought for our country, people who fought for our freedom, living on the streets right now. What is our president and our government doing for them? Nothing. They're not doing a damn thing. I'm somebody that takes home less than $50,000 a year, and I don't even qualify for EBT. That's the money. Okay, because in Massachusetts, you have to have over, I'd say, $180,000 combined income to own a house and to comfortably live. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I think our country is an occupied nation right now. It's kind of scary that we have merged two militaries into one. I think that's kind of treason in a way. Why are we supporting another country with their aid while that country has free
Republicans.
health,
Yeah, that's why I have
again, it doesn't
Trump
matter
and
Republican or
Republican.
Democrat. It's the whole government. It doesn't matter the side. It doesn't
How?
matter the side anymore. This is
Okay,
the thing.
cool.
We're so our
Who are the
government,
Democrats bad for?
this is a fact. Please let me say this and then I will let you speak. This is a fact.
You've
Our
been
government has us
talking.
so conditioned. Because I'm
Hush.
trying to send you I'm trying to like have you understand that like what you're doing isn't doing anything. It's not productive. All I'm
Did
trying
you
to
like
get at
Charlie
here is
Kirk?
Oh,
that
I'm gonna tell you something that's not productive. You
the
sitting there
message
saying
that
you
I'm just
support
trying
the
to get at
troops and the
here
vets and
is
you want to
that
sit there and talk about the vets, and then you don't even realize that this administration has literally demonized the vets. And on top of that, they want to institutionalize the vets. So you want to continue to go on about how you care about the vets and the homeless vets? So like, let's chill
okay, didn't
out
I
and
not
let
just
Ari
say that I
talk
voted
instead
for
of you.
Trump and I don't stand for what he's doing right
Hey,
now?
I know you're
Because
so
that's what
used
I
to having
said.
privilege, but I need you to pipe the fuck
I don't
down.
have privilege,
Because
sweetheart.
as
I
a
grew up in
vet,
a low-income
because
home.
as a
I grew up
vet,
in a low-income home with a single mother and single father in two different homes.
hey, pumpkin,
Woman to
sweet
woman,
pea,
why do you talk like
hi.
this? Like I'm talking to you
I'm
like a
talking
mature
like
adult.
this.
Like don't
I'm
talk to me like
talking
I'm a
like this
demeaning
because
child.
you
You're talking to me
legitimately
like a
have not let
toddler.
Ari talk, and it's pissing me the fuck off.
I'm not even
Chill
talking to
out
the
and let
host.
her respond to what you gotta say. Let her respond. It's her show.
Okay.
Hush.
Okay.
Because what you're doing right now is you're gish galloping. So you're saying a lot so that I can't respond to the points that you made, right? But so first thing that I wanted to ask you is who are the Democrats bad for? Because I think the
Dude,
Republican
what
Party
my
is
point
bad.
here
So
is
who is the and
all
you're saying that they're the same, like all the government's
they
all
are
bad,
because the
right?
government
Cool.
is the problem
So
at the end of the
who?
day. And if you can't
So okay.
realize
So hold
that,
on.
then you're blind.
Nope, that's not what I'm asking. Who are the Democrats bad for then? Because I think the Republicans are bad for women, trans, LGBTQIA+, Black people, Hispanics, anyone that is not white, they are bad for. Specifically, not a white man, the Republicans are bad for. So who are the Democrats bad for? You're saying
I'm
that
not
they're
saying
two
I'm
wings
not,
of the same bird. Who are they bad for?
ma'am, respectfully, because they are.
Who are the Democrats bad for? I gave you a list of people
I'm
that
not
I know
saying
that
that
the
any sides
Republicans
are
are
bad for
bad
anybody
for.
because they're both bad. That's what I'm trying
Cool.
to
They're
say.
both
Can we just
bad.
agree to
They're both
disagree?
bad. They're both bad. Who are the Democrats bad for? You should have an answer to this question.
I just think
It's not
I don't
about
get why
think.
you're like
Who are the
pressuring me to
Democrats
answer
bad
this
for?
question. Can you give me a different question to answer?
No,
Because like
because you
I
agreed. You
answered your
agreed. I
question.
cannot. You did not. You said both sides are bad. You literally just said both are bad. So
Because I'm
who
just saying our
are
government in
the
general is
Democrats?
bad.
Who are the Democrats bad for?
Everybody, the government is I'm talking about the
Nope.
government in
Who
general.
are
I'm
the
not
Democrats
talking
bad
about one
for?
party.
Who are the Democrats bad for?
I've answered your question.
No, I
I'm
answered
not
who the
going to.
Republicans are bad for, right? Because I know them offhand. I'll go through the list again. Any person that is not a white, straight man that is also under the Christian faith. So, who are the Democrats bad for?
I truthfully can't answer that question.
Because you don't
Because
know.
again,
Because you are
the
literally
whole entire
spewing a
government
talking
is the
point.
problem.
No. How
There
are
are
the
both
Democrats?
Democrats
Then
and
fine.
Republicans
Cool.
listed in the file.
Republicans.
There's like
no, and I want them to be prosecuted, but you voted for that not to occur because Donald Trump is sweeping it under the rug. You can say that you don't support him anymore, and that's fine, and that's cute, and all of these things. What are you doing to support
cute.
the survivors of Epstein?
Well, I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. I have really bad service outside.
As a Trump supporter, Sarah. Sorry, not as a Trump voter. Let me rephrase. As a Trump voter, Sarah, what are you doing to help support the survivors of Epstein?
I'm personally just bringing more awareness about it, talking about it, like just talking about it to general people and
Oh, so
on
you
like
haven't donated
social
to their
medias.
legal
I mean,
fees?
dude, I don't even make enough money to like support my own self. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, there is no other one side is good and one side is bad. The whole government is a goddamn fucking problem. Why can't you fucking get that? That's what I'm trying
Cool.
to tell you.
How are the Democrats the problem? How are the
Oh my
elected
fucking
Democrats
God.
the
Have a
problem?
great
I know it's really hard when you can't answer a question.
But like if it's the same bird but different wings and or whatever the fuck y'all say, like why couldn't you answer that question?
Yeah.
Like that's my only question. Like I don't understand how like people can't answer that question and that privilege that I was talking about, it was very very much like evident when she was like, "Oh, I don't know. What do you
Yep.
mean something other than a white man?"
Yep. And that's the point, right? Because she agreed both sides are bad, right? That silly little phrase. They've tweaked it a little bit to make it sound more unique by saying it's two wings of the same bird. But they can never back it up. So like all they have right now are the Epstein files. Yes. People that align with the Democrats are in the Epstein files. Prosecute them. Bury them under the prison. We support that. Unlike a woman who voted for a man that's been accused of sexual assault 27 times, right? Just accused, was actually adjudicated for sexual assault before he was reelected in 2024. The Democratic Party kicks people out of their party when they are accused of doing the same thing. Eric Swalwell, goodbye. Graham Plattner, goodbye. We kick them out of the party. We don't put them in the office of the president. Thank you, Mia, for coming up. So, it's just the point. Like, it's not the same bird. Unless you can effectuate it all the way through. Or sorry, not effectuate. Like, reassert it all the way through. Ant-Man. And they kicked him out of the party. Let's see. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, for TikTok terms of service, how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
Fantastic. And says you didn't vote?
I did not vote. I'm not really a two-party person, and I didn't like either person.
Okay. When's the last time you voted?
I have never voted, actually.
Why?
I seem to have differences with both parties. And I don't think that one party necessarily represents how I feel each way. So
What's
I don't
one
really
issue
feel
that you care about?
strongly. Let's see. That's actually a tough one. I think I'm probably in the centrist position when I don't like gun control, but I don't give a shit about gay marriage or abortion or anything like that. Like, I couldn't care less with what you do about your own life, but I
Oh,
don't want
okay.
other people controlling your life. Sorry if
Okay.
I cursed. I don't know if that's okay.
I have zero cares about somebody using a cuss word or a curse word or
Okay.
whatever they're supposed to be called.
Yeah, it's fine.
So
Either
you
one, I
only
think
care
it's fine.
about gun rights, like your needs, like
Well, I
what
wouldn't say that's not
guns?
what I only care about. That's just, on the spot what was easy to make a Republican side versus a Democratic side. I
Mm.
would like to say independent. I like to make up my own views about everything, and I don't like having to subscribe to one party about anything.
Cool. I'm registered non-affiliated. So you're not going to hear any
Awesome.
complaints from me on that one. I voted for almost every party that's available to be listed on a ballot, an election ballot. So that's not hard. But who's
Yeah,
trying to take
I
away your
get it. I'm
guns
probably a
exactly?
little late to not even decide against one, but I would like to hear her opinion or yours.
Okay. Who's trying to take away your guns exactly?
There's not. I live in Alabama, so there's not really that many people. I'm just saying that I think that we should have them. I don't have a real name
Birmingham,
to
Alabama
put
was the
against.
#1 city of gun violence in 2024 or
Yes, ma'am.
2023, one of the two. Had the highest rates of gun violence.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And that is a very big urban city. I live in the country. We have a very small amount of gun violence. But I
yeah,
still don't
fewer
think that
people.
taking away every single gun is
Who says to take away every single gun?
beneficiary to the people.
Who says to take
I
away every single gun?
Probably the Democrats, but that still
Name
leaves
one.
people.
Name one
Oh,
Democrat
okay.
that has said take away every single gun. One elected official that is a
Gavin Newsom?
Democrat. Gavin Newsom said take away every single gun.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I over exaggerated. I apologize. I'm not really trying to have a debate. I just want to have an honest conversation with somebody. I'm sorry.
What exactly? Let's
Oh,
see.
is this her and she's delayed?
Delayed on screen, yes. There's
Oh,
this
this is
bit of a
me. Yes.
latency
Okay.
to reduce any kind of lag or error in the upload.
Yes, I apologize. I'm sorry. I thought this was the actual call screener.
Nope. Hi, I'm Ari, which, mind you, I'll say thank you, Nina, for the 10, said for the Ari show for people who keep forgetting. So I've listened to Lynatti. She doesn't sound like me.
Well, I was just, you're about to say that what you said now.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm Charlie.
So,
I was really just
what is
going to,
something?
I just really
Yeah.
wanted to ask you about how you felt the passed bill that hasn't already been passed. It needs to be passed by the Senate about the American Army joining with the Israeli Army.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
I believe so as well.
And Mike Johnson can quit Congress at any time. Louisiana, do your best. Don't vote him in again, please.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm not like fucking some actual political commentator on issues. I just wanted to have a real conversation with you.
Yeah. So you are a non-voter that's never voted once in your life. You're 30, which means you've had 12 years to have the opportunity to vote. That's at least for 2 of the elections. And so 2. Hold on, I'm trying to do. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that makes sense. No, 3. You, depending on your month, you could have voted in 2016.
Well, I just really don't like the two-party system. I feel like that I have politics that lay on both sides, and I really haven't felt that one candidate that really triggers how I emotionally feel about anything or how I feel about how it's going to be politically good for this country.
Okay. What is an issue that could get you to vote? Hello? Did
I'm sorry,
Alabama
I'm listening
Wi-Fi?
to myself. The throw off timings really throw me off. But I feel like, well, actually, maybe it'd be more centrist Democrat because I feel like welfare is important for people. I grew up not in the greatest life, so I feel like that's important to like mothers and stuff.
So why would you not
Hello?
vote? Are you registered to vote?
No, I'm not.
You need to get registered to vote because if welfare, the access to government benefits such as SNAP, WIC, Medicaid, Medicare, if these things are important to you, on behalf of the other people, then you need to register to vote and vote in your midterms, because Republicans are continuing to pass laws and legislation that cut funding to these programs.
Okay, I'll give you that 100%. I thank you for having a honest and regular conversation with me
Of course.
that wasn't contentious in any way. I
Just at the
appreciate
start.
it.
No
Can I say
problem.
one thing?
What's up?
Can you slow down your? I mean, I'm sure people are crazy on here. Can you slow down your delay by like 3 seconds?
You mean in Oh, no, I have it set to the lowest latency possible allowed by YouTube, so
Okay.
I can't do it any less than that. It
Yeah, that
automatically
was just
sets
a.
it.
I got you. Well, thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you. I hope you have a great night.
You too. Bye. I don't control the latency on YouTube. Yes, for the guys that do not know, you have about a 5-second delay to see what I'm doing, right? You are not completely in real time. That's to make sure that my computer upholds all the streaming at the same time. Saves my bandwidth. Like, most streamers do that. Can we put a tariff on the delay? That'd be pretty funny. Thank you guys for your watch streaks on Twitch. That's pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. Also, if you call in, don't watch the YouTube stream to see yourself on it. If y'all were here for the first call, y'all saw all of the systems that I use. Like, it's not, y'all should have seen that. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. What's going on?
Just doing a thing. For TikTok terms of service, how old are you?
30.
30. And are you still supporting Trump or the Republican Party?
No, honestly, like, not really. I was always a pretty reluctant Republican. I'm definitely right wing. But the Trump just going to Iran definitely, that was it for me. That was just probably the dumbest, like, military decision made. Like, honestly, it could end up being in U.S. history. Like, it's incredible that he actually made such a bad decision. So I can't really say I support anything he's doing right now.
Okay. Are you still supporting the Republican Party?
Like, reluctantly, but I mean, it was like the caller before the other one, the woman that was talking about both parties being a problem. I think that's definitely more of my view of it as well. I think both parties are much more similar than they are different. I think they agree on a lot of the same things, and they both just try to divide us over wedge issues. And like, they dangled carrots. Like, every couple elections, you'll have the Democrats. The Republicans will say they're going to try to ban abortion. That'll drive out a bunch of Democrats, and then Democrats they're going to take our guns away, the Republicans say, so then you're going to vote for them. But I don't think both parties are very different. I think they're both pretty much the same thing.
Cool. Who is the Democratic Party bad for?
I mean, everybody. They're the ones that want to grow the machine, and none of their policies make any sense. Like, we're $40 trillion in debt, and all they want to do is open up more and more social programs that are going to have to cover more and more people because they don't care about immigration. So we're just like, if you want all these robust programs that Democrats want, you can't have like the unlimited immigration that we're currently having. Like, all their policies are completely incoherent.
That's untrue. The Democrats introduced 6 pieces of legislation to change and update our immigration laws under the previous administration, so that's not true. Whereas the Republicans
What were
only
the laws?
introduced 4. HR 1177 was the very first one that was introduced literally within the first month of Joe Biden, after he was, sorry, gosh, sworn into office. There we go. That's the word I was trying to get to. They also introduced many other ones throughout the first 3 years of the administration. And then because Senator Lankford, the Republican out of Oklahoma, was so tired of partisan politics, he sat down with Democrats and the independent members of the Senate caucus and drafted a bill. That is Senate Legislation 1444 and S2278. And then you also have S4361 was the final iteration that Donald Trump called the Republican Party and told them not to vote on it. You can hear Senator Lankford say that on Fox News. He went on Fox News and said it. Mitt Romney also said that Donald Trump called them to tell them not to vote for it. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. Okay, like you're talking about bills they tried to pass. Like,
Yes,
what was
because
in this
they're not
bill and
talking about.
how is it really going to change the issue we have with immigration?
What's the issue with immigration?
We're taking in around a million people a year legally. At least we've been doing that for the last few years. And I know the unemployment rate went down a little bit recently, but like the job market, like we're bringing in people here regardless if there's a need or not. Like it doesn't matter if there's not enough housing, doesn't matter if there's not enough jobs. It's been an unfettered flow of immigration. And on the other side of that, we have an insane amount of illegal immigration. Like they've been telling us since the 1990s, they're estimating, I think it was 10 to 20 million illegals in the country, right? And they're still saying that like that's the estimate that we have now. And like,
No, the
I'm
estimate
sorry,
right now is 14.3 prior to any deportations that have occurred in this administration.
Yeah, okay.
Also, what does
does that
unfettered
sound
mean? Because you're
realistic to you?
utilizing it incorrectly.
Say that one more time.
What does unfettered mean? Because I don't think you understand what it means when you utilize it in a sentence.
Who cares? An endless flow of immigration. Who gives a shit?
No,
Like,
that's
let's
not
continue
true.
talking.
That's not true at all because
You
deportations
don't
still
have to let
occurred
go for
under
little
Joe
points like
Biden.
that. Like, let's actually talk
The
about a point.
Carl, do you know what encounters are?
Encounters? Like
There are
encounters
3
at the
things
border?
that make up encounters according to the Department of Homeland Security. Do you know what those 3 things
Okay.
are?
No, please tell me.
Yeah. So inadmissibles, so not allowed
I
in.
know them off the top of my head and not
Apprehensions.
looking it up.
I'm not looking anything up. I don't need to. Inadmissibles,
Yeah, I'm sure.
people not allowed into the country upon them trying to enter the country. Apprehensions, people that attempted to cross the border or across the border and were picked up within 100 miles of the border. Apprehensions and expulsions. So people that were not, that basically a combination of inadmissibles and apprehensions are what an expulsion is under Title 42, which Title 42 ended May 11, 2023. But so these are the 3 things that make up encounters. And because we had high encounters under the Biden administration, that proves that we didn't have unfettered illegal immigration.
Oh my
Because
God!
it
you
was
talked for
limited,
that
it
long
was
to make that
restricted, and it
point?
was
Holy
controlled.
Shit, come on.
You
I thought
don't
you were
know
actually gonna, like, say
words.
something interesting. Like you actually used that many words to get to that. That was your payoff. Holy shit!
I'm
All
sorry,
right,
you're not utilizing words that you don't
Like,
understand.
finish. Yeah, but like, who cares? Like, we're talking about like issues, and like that's the point you get hooked up on. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
like,
it's
like,
the
let's
whole
get- let's-
point.
let's
It's
talk
the whole
about the
point. You're
subject of
saying that the
immigration.
Democrats are bad. They want unlimited immigration, which isn't true. No,
Yes, they
no.
do.
There's
How
one
do they not?
Democrat person that's
How do
running
they
for
not?
Congress that I've ever heard say anything like that, and she's running out of New York.
Oh,
I don't get a
'cause
vote for
they
her.
don't
I
say
don't
it,
get a vote
but all
against
their
her, so
policies and
I can't
turds
do
word
anything
it.
about anyone that wants to vote for her. There's literally one person that I've ever heard campaign on no borders, and they shouldn't be. And she's
Doesn't
rolled
matter what
that
they
back
say,
since
it's
she's
what they
campaigned.
do.
So no, there is
It's the
literally no
action,
elected
lady.
member in Congress. There is literally no democratically elected member in Congress
Guys,
that
they
has
never say
said
it out loud.
wide
Isn't that crazy?
open borders
They
allowed
never
full
just said,
access
"Hey,
to
guys, we're pro
illegal
immigration."
immigrants to come in.
All
That
their
none of them have ever
policies say
said
that we
that.
are. But we don't say it out loud, so it can't be true. It's fucking genius. Like, come on. Like, all their policies are like completely pro as much immigration as humanly possible.
Like
Biden
what
was literally-
policy?
There were states along the border during Biden's admin.
No, like
that were
what
making,
policy?
makeshift
Stop,
border walls.
Carl,
I'm talking,
Carl,
thank you.
Carl,
Hey, lady,
Carl,
lady,
Carl,
lady, I have the
Carl,
mic. Lady,
Carl. What policy?
Lady, I have the microphone. Okay.
No,
I'm
actually,
holding
I
the
do.
show.
I
My
quite
turn.
literally have a microphone. You have a cell phone.
have the
What
conch.
policy?
I have the conch.
No, I'm going to remind
Okay,
everybody.
talk now.
I'm going to remind
Okay.
everybody. This is Ari's show.
Hang
You
on.
called into me. It literally says Ari's show with the number that you called. Right when you did a little auto screen, it said you've called Ari's show.
Yeah,
Auto
this is
screen.
Carl's
Boop, 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 boop,
variety
boop, boop,
hour,
boop.
so let me
So
talk,
this
and when we get
is
to my
this is
point, I
me.
can get out of your
Nah,
hair, and we can
I'm
all
I'm
move out
okay.
of
I
here.
don't need to do any of that. So
No,
here's what's up. No, I mean it's me. I get to do what I want. So it's my actual live. If you want to start your own and go ahead, go on a Gish Gallop, feel free. Here's the thing. I'm going to point this out to you again. No Democrat has campaigned on open borders, rid of borders. None of them. There's only one in New York, right? And she's rolled it back, I think.
I
Maybe.
agree with
I
you,
don't really know.
obviously.
But I'm not saying I endorse her. I've only heard of one, period. Okay? Yeah, reclaiming my time. That's a good way to put it, Kilo. So, none of them did that. In fact, they tried to do things that tightened up security at the border. They wanted to fund DHS. They wanted to fund Border Patrol. They wanted to somewhat fund ICE to a degree. And they focused on picking up people. Like the only policy that you can point to in the Biden administration that you could say was questionable on about specifically immigrants is the fact that Mayorkas said, hey, ICE, we're going to focus during C-19. We're going to focus on immigrants that committed crimes, right? So they specifically wanted to look at illegal immigrants or immigrants regardless of their documentation status that were sitting in jail because they were convicted of a crime to then deport them, right? Which is the better thing to do. That's something I absolutely get behind. They just didn't want them to do random checks like rolling up to Home Depot, hearing someone speak Spanish like they're doing now and being like, I think you're an illegal immigrant and I need to pick you up and detain you and deport you because that's what they're doing right now under this current administration. Hell, the Solicitor General argued to the United States Supreme Court that they needed to racially profile people in order to detain and deport them. And for some reason, the United States Supreme Court was like, bet we'll take that on. Yeah, so I know it's really hard to understand some of these things, but no Democrat.
Most of the illegals coming are Hispanic. Like, I get that you have a moral objection
Racial
against that,
profiling
but,
is
like,
illegal and it should
yeah,
never
but-
be allowed.
okay,
It's not
guess
a
what?
moral
You-
argument.
have you ever
Why are
spoken to
you
a cop?
judging somebody based off of the color of the skin or the language that they speak? Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous
Here's what
français?
I'm saying. Here's what
Should
I'm
I be
saying.
picked up because I'm speaking French? How about Brechen Sie Deutsch? Should I be picked up because I'm
No,
speaking
we
German?
we don't share a border with France, so we wouldn't pick you up. Like, that's exactly my point.
Are you silly? Are you
No, like,
actually
listen,
just that ignorant? Okay, guys, I'm gonna
you
help you
know-
out with something when I
you
why I
know
asked this question.
you know
Okay.
okay, can we talk
So
about immigration
it
and
is
things like
well
this?
known, right, that if somebody wants to cross the border illegally, like there's been a man, I think he's from India, that actually filmed himself being deported by ICE, coming back, like flying back into Mexico multiple times to then cross the southern border while filming himself illegally crossing. I can't remember his name, but there's literally a man that did this multiple times, specifically to show like, hey, we do this. If you look up where people come from into the United States and cross the border illegally, because DHS keeps track of there are legal crossings that they keep track of. They only have a guess on people that cross over illegally. People absolutely fly into Mexico or even, we can say, Guatemala, make the trek through Mexico to cross the border through non-ports of entry. They absolutely do it. It doesn't matter where you're from or what country you're coming from. But you saying that somebody speaking Spanish, because most of the people come through that are probably from Mexico or Latin countries, saying that there might be an undocumented immigrant, you're part of the whole problem.
Yeah, but here's what you don't understand. Like, police do that all the time. Like, you can call it racism.
And they can get reprimanded for that. They can lose their job if it's proven in court.
It's like literally I understand.
They can lose their job if it's proven in court. It actually happens quite often, specifically when they're caught by a civilian camera. They're caught by a civilian camera doing fuck shit with somebody that's we'll just say a different race than the police officer that pulls them over. The point is it shouldn't happen because the Constitution was written to be colorblind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, so race shouldn't even be a consideration, sir. The language that you speak shouldn't be a consideration, sir. That we don't have an official language within the United States of America, so no, the language that you speak shouldn't even be a consideration, sir.
It's obviously English, let's be real.
There is no official language of the United States of America, sir.
Yes, but everyone here knows that we speak English. Everyone knows that. That's what we're known for speaking. You can say it's not an official language, but it's obviously a language.
Because it's not.
Okay. They didn't sign it in officially, but it obviously is.
It's not. There is no official language.
No shit. That's what I just said. But everyone knows we speak English. If you go talk to a guy in Pakistan, he'll be like, yeah, they speak English over there. It's called America, but they speak English. Like, everyone fucking knows that. Like, this isn't even what we're talking about. Can we go back to immigration and how you're wrong about everything you said about Biden? Can we get back to the point?
Oh, which part was I wrong about? The Mayorkas memo?
Dude, everything that you
the memo that you've never read, or how about the fact that you're unaware of any of the border bills that I brought up, you've never heard of them before, or about the fact that there were absolutely deportations under Biden, or about the fact that I know exactly what an encounter is and you don't know what an encounter is, you don't know what makes up an encounter according to the Department of Homeland Security, you don't know any of these things, so possibly, please, pray tell, what could I possibly be wrong on?
You haven't let me talk about it at all.
Pray tell, what could I possibly be wrong on?
Because you just talk.
Pray tell, what could I possibly be wrong on?
He was averaging over 100,000 border crossings a month, okay?
Cool. Where can I find Hold on, Carl. Carl, you said something that piqued my interest. Carl, you said something that piqued my interest. Carl, you said something that piqued my interest. So please tell me, pray tell, where can I up. Every time you interrupt me, I'm going to restart my sentence. Every time you interrupt me, I'm going to restart my sentence. Yep, up. Okay, so pray tell, where can I find border crossings? Where can I find on CBP, ICE, or DHS.gov where we keep track of people that crossed the southwest border?
Do you need the answer still?
Yeah, I'm asking you to go find it. Please, you said that Biden let people, that they just let people cross on over. He had the highest level of crossings. So I'll restart this, okay? I'll restart this. Oh, no, this is your claim now. I've gone over mine. Okay, people can look it up. It's very easy to do. This is your claim. This is your claim. This is your claim. We're on DHS.gov, ICE.gov, or CBP.gov. Can I find the number of border crossings.
Oh, do you mean like border encounters?
Oh, I've already told you.
That
What's an encounter, Pookie?
is like that. Is that what you're hung up on? Like,
What's an
okay,
encounter?
like, we just fucking talked about it 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Can you
Can you
we,
show
like,
your
move on
short-term
from a
can
fucking
you
point?
show your short-term memory capabilities and remind me what an encounter is?
Okay, like, is that exciting for your viewers? We can rewind back and talk about what it is. I don't give a shit. We're not.
Oh
going
no,
back
I
to that.
want you
We
to
can also
restate
go on
what
to-
an encounter is.
Listen.
What is the
I
difference
don't
between an
care.
encounter and a crossing?
We already talked about it. There's 3 different.
No, we didn't. We haven't
variations. We're
talked
not
about
going
this.
over them
This
again.
question has not been
Yes, we
answered.
did.
What is the
We
difference
talked
between an
about it
encounter
before.
and a crossing? This question hasn't been answered. What is the difference between an encounter and a crossing?
Because an encounter doesn't necessarily mean they came into the country. That's the main fucking difference.
No, an encounter
doesn't
means that they were legitimately
Oh my
stopped and not
God.
allowed. An encounter means that they were not allowed into the United States of America, point blank,
Oh my
period.
God. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. So where
listen,
can I find
how many were
crossings?
there? How
So
many-
where
how
can I
many
find
of those were there?
crossings? So where can I find crossings?
How many
Where
of
can I
those were there?
find the number of crossings, Carl?
What, like, do you want the table number? Like, it's not my fault you don't know this statistic. Like, I'm sorry that you're ill-informed. Like,
Okay,
we can move
cool.
on to the next
So
point.
what is the
You can
title
go
on
find them,
DH?
and
Hold
you
on,
can
hold
tell
on.
me.
Carl,
No, we're not- like, we're
Junior,
gonna move on.
Junior,
We're not gonna stay
Junior,
on this point.
Junior,
Move on.
Junior,
Stop.
Junior,
Like,
Junior.
take it.
We're staying
Take
on the
it.
same subject, Junior. Okay. So here's what I need you to do. What is the title on the page on DHS.gov, CBP.gov, or ICE.gov where they keep track of crossings?
Like, why don't you just go and look up the encounters for Biden between
Encounters aren't crossings.
4
We've
years-
already
the
established
the
this.
4 years of his president. Yes, okay, but look up the encounters because it makes the same point.
Yeah, it's
Like,
8.4 million. I know it offhand because I've done the research and I've done the math. And by the way, when I say 8.4 million, I do mean specifically January of 2021 through January of 2025, because that's actual presidential years instead of fiscal years, which is what they actually keep track of on CBP. So I did the individual math of mathing up the individual months all together to get you the numbers. So we're talking about crossings, Junior, not encounters. What is the title on DHS.gov, CBP.gov, or ICE.gov that tells me where we keep track of crossings?
It doesn't matter. Like, we go beyond the point.
So you're
We can
wrong.
also talk about his
So
other
you're
poli-
wrong.
no, his other
So you're
poli-
wrong.
his other policies-
Got it. So you're
Biden
just
was-
wrong.
was
So that we don't keep track
removing
of crossings. If you want to move off this, you're going to have to concede that we don't keep track of crossings.
Yes, what are you talking about? Like, we
Where
don't
on
keep track-
DHS.gov, ICE.gov, or CBP.gov can I find the statistics of crossings at the southwest border?
I don't know where. it is
Also,
on that
TikTok,
table.
if you guys
You
want,
need
if
to
you
find-
guys cleared this GIF goal, we will kick the guest. This is to light up the GIF gallery. Or if you are watching on YouTube, if you send $40, I will also kick the guest. Okay?
Insane. Like, you have an unwinnable position.
You-
that you don't understand.
I have an
Like, you
unwinnable
literally-
position. Actually, you're the one that has the absolute unwinnable position because you're like, this is so, I'm not even trying to win. I'm just trying to make a point. Okay? So, Junior.
You care so much about winning. You get so upset.
I
on this
don't
thing.
actually. That's not
Don't
how this
pretend-
works,
don't
okay?
pretend you're not connected to
So, Junior. No, I'm going to
What do you wanna say?
repeat what you said, okay, Junior? So you said Biden had the most border crossings. So where on DHS.gov, CBP.gov, or ICE.gov can I find southwest border crossings?
I don't know the table number, but I know.
I'm not
the
asking
number
for a
in my
table
head.
number. What is the title on the top of the web page?
Why the fuck would I know the answer to that? Like, you have the.
Oh,
computer
you
in
didn't
front
look
of
it
you, I'm walking around with a phone in my hand. No.
You
Like,
have a supercomputer in
agree.
your hand.
Listen,
Your phone? Are you telling me that you have a flip phone? So you're in? Are you Junior? Are you in the early 1990s where you only have a flip phone?
wow, that was a really, really funny joke. That was hilarious. You were
I mean,
a fucking
that's about the
comedian.
only way that you
Can we-
can't
can we
do
go- can we
this.
move on?
Like, that's
Can
the
we move
only way
on?
that you can't do this, where you just
Listen, ladies,
swipe out of
I'm
the
not
call
looking
while the
things
call
up.
is still
I'm
going on.
talking to you.
There's this cool
You can
thing when you're on
Google
a
shit. I'm not
on
doing
a
that.
phone call
Prove
that
me
you can
wrong.
put your phone on speakerphone, right? You can put it on
Prove me
speakerphone,
wrong.
and then you can open it up on the nice little Google machine. You can pull it up on the Google machine and type it in there. It's not my job to prove you wrong. The answer is, and I'm going to tell you this because you've already said, no, that's not true. That's not true. Carl said also, thank you, B, for the raid. Guess what, Carl Jr.? The United States of America government does not keep track of border crossings at either the northern border or the southwest border. We keep track of encounters, and as you have already had to acknowledge at this point, Junior, encounters are not crossings.
Okay, so what happens to the people that come across the border that we do accept? Like, what does that count as? What is
They
that?
are
what does that
entered
count as?
into the immigration database, which again is not publicly available data. So can you
It's
find me
not
that
publicly
data?
available.
Yeah, find
It's
it to
not
me.
publicly available.
It's not.
That information isn't publicly available.
The names of the people that cross the United States border and are allowed entry? No.
That doesn't like strike you as odd that that's not a publicly available statistic.
No. Are you? Like, okay.
No, it's just like it doesn't matter. Like the encounter rate alone.
Encounters
that's
show
enough volume.
that CBP was doing their jobs by not allowing people in. That's literally what an encounter is, right? We went over this. Okay, just for you, we're gonna go ahead and do DHS encounter
Do you not remember
definition. Oh, I want to do the glossary. So we're gonna do glossary because it goes over what it is. So now we have open on the glossary. So we'll put this up for everyone to see, right? Because the number of times that I have ever had to do this is so sad. As you guys can see, it says Office of Homeland Security Statistics, which is ohss.gov. ohss.dhs.gov/glossary. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this beautiful letter that says E. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to scroll just a little bit, right? Scroll. Oh, here we go. Cool. CBP encounters include U.S. Border Patrol, USBP, Title 8 apprehensions, Office of Field Operations, OFO, Title 8 inadmissibles, and aliens processed for expulsions under Title 42 authority by United States Border Patrol or Office of Field Operations. Title 42 was ended on May 11, 2023. So after that date, they were no longer keeping track of expulsions because that was specific to the pandemic emergency at that time. But an apprehension is somebody that was caught after either attempting to cross through a non-port of entry or caught after crossing through a non-port of entry within 100 miles of the border per 8 U.S. Code 1227. Inadmissible are people that were denied entry at ports of entry by CBP. So no, sir, it is quite literally impossible for encounters to be crossings because they are people that are not allowed into the country. So where else can I find, I have this up here, where can I find on DHS, CBP, or ICE.gov crossings? Carl's still here. He's just not talking.
Still there?
Yeah.
I didn't get all that. Can you say that again?
Oh, okay. No, I'm good.
Oh.
That's all. But guys, if you want to be so kind and if you're on TikTok and knock out that meteor shower gift anyway, I would greatly appreciate lighting up the gift gallery. That would be fantastic. And I promise, guys, over on the Tubes of You, if you continue to send super chats, I will read them. It'll be closer to the end, but I appreciate your feedback always, and it does help support the channel. If you are able to give and knock down the gift, the direct donation goal, I would also greatly appreciate that. Nina was the only one that has contributed so far today. But I love that. Hi, Corey. Thank you. I will keep it up. And we do have other people. Hi, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, for TikTok Terms of Service. How old are you?
I am 31.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump or the Republican Party?
I am a Republican Party and with half and half with Donald Trump. There's some things where I've used, some things I don't. Somewhere I'm like, okay, he could have done this a little bit better, but I'm mainly kind of in the Republican side. I used to be a former Democrat.
Okay.
So I'm going to guess you're going to ask probably why I maybe am no longer a Democrat. And
Nope,
my
don't care
views,
about
I
that.
think, okay. Well, what do you want to ask, or what should I ask you?
Sure.
I'd rather you not ridicule me because I'm not going to ridicule you. We're going to talk like adults, and I appreciate that.
Really just depends on your attitude.
Yeah, I'm okay. I know you had a problem with the other guy. but
Right,
I don't
because
need
I
that
match
on me,
energy. He
okay?
was heightened the entire time. For anybody that's been
Okay, but
watching, y'all saw me
I'm a new
handle
person.
the Canadian gentleman. I think his name was Glenn, if I remember correctly offhand. Thank you, John. I I talked to him in a calmer manner. It all just depends on the guest
Yes,
and their
I just speak
attitude.
high. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to speak in the heavy. This is how I speak, and I'm not trying to be. I just don't want you to aim whatever situation is there. I'm another person here. Okay, let's talk. Let's try to just have a conversation. Let's not try to interrupt each other. I'll listen to your points. You listen to mine, and we'll keep it at that. How's that sound?
Cool. So why do you support Trump?
I support Trump because I feel like while yes, again, like I said, to some points I do not approve, he still does other good points where he just does things that rather a lot of other politicians will say that they'll do something and they just don't fucking do it. I mean, I live in the fucking state of saying shit and never doing it.
Okay.
I
What
know
did he
a
do
lie
that
when
he
I
kept
fucking
up
speak.
with? What promise did he keep from his campaign?
I'd say that prices have went down
Which prices?
slightly. I'm not saying they went drastic. I'm not saying that what he said was like where everything would be $1 or $2, but I have seen in certain things when milk and eggs were up into $6. Okay, maybe not that much, but in a point where they were way too expensive and they have went down. And a lot of people in chat could say and agree that they can go to a grocery store now and say that their prices have went down from the years before.
Cool. Why did the egg prices go up in the first place?
Farmers, a lot of policies and a lot of rules that were placed in during the Biden administration. Now, it's not all Biden's fault.
Like what?
I'm not blaming all Biden for that because there was a lot more situation. It was on the Republicans too, but it was mainly the Democrats where they were
Would it
placing
surprise
policies.
you to learn that actually egg prices under Trump spiked higher than even Joe Biden?
That's not true. I
Oh,
literally buy
interesting.
my
Are
own
you
food
familiar with
for-
Fred? The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis?
I don't live there.
That's not, no, they keep track of historical data going all the way back to the 1980s, specifically on the price of eggs. So what I went
But it
ahead and
depends-
did is
it
I went
depends on
ahead and
state.
pulled this
It
up.
depends on state. Not every state is the same price. If you were to go to California, and you go to, say, Texas, where there's a
Yeah,
lot more egg
this
farms,
is for the
there'd be a different
entire
price. So they
United
cannot tell.
States.
Where do I live? You know exactly where I live then, huh?
No,
You can't
Adam,
tell
this
me
is
the
Adam,
egg prices.
Adam, this is for the the average of the entirety of the United States. Okay?
Yes,
It's
but
the
my
in the
average in
US city
California is
average.
higher.
Okay? So what I asked
Do
you
you go to
was,
every state's grocery store?
would it surprise you to learn that egg prices spiked higher under Donald Trump than they ever did under Joe Biden? You said yes, and that's not true. And so I have this handy dandy chart. And so the highest
Does
spike,
it say every specific state in their own prices?
why
Does
are
it
you getting
specify
heated,
each
Adam?
state, or
I
does it
thought you were
specify
going
an
to be
average?
respectful, Adam.
Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna have a lie. I want to be truthful.
This
and I'm
isn't a
mentioning truth
lie.
here.
This is a fact.
Okay, but I'm asking, does it mention every state? Does it, or does it say an average? That's all I'm asking.
I
Does it
already
mention
gave you
every
that
state? This is
answer.
California.
I already gave you that
Okay.
answer.
You said average. You said average. You said the word
Of
average.
of
Average of.
US city average. It's the aggregate.
Okay, but does it mention every single different area?
No, you'll have to find that on your own.
So you
And
cannot tell me.
Hoosers. So
You
when
cannot
we're
tell
looking
me.
here, it does. Are you representative of the entirety of the United States of America?
I am a representative of a U.S. citizen that wants to go and buy
Nope,
milk
that's
and
not what I
eggs.
asked.
And
Are
back in the
is
day,
your
it was too expensive.
Adam, is your personal experience or your life representative of the entirety of the United States of America?
I'd say yeah, because I'm in the fucking hive of California.
Whoa,
where
that's
it is
that's some
shit.
ego right there. Hoosers. So when the highest point under Joe Biden's full term in office was January of 2023 at $4.82. I'll even give him January of 2025. We'll blame Biden for that one at $4.95 on average. But see here in March of 2025, egg spiked to $6.22. March of 2025. And last I checked, that was
Depends.
Donald Trump, who was president of the
That
United
depends.
States. And yes, I've acknowledged many times that the price of eggs have gone down, right? It's clearly available on CPI's data. You can find it readily available on bls.gov/CPI. They
Okay.
keep track of all of their monthly releases. And so, yes, that has gone down. But if you actually go to the bls.gov, right, under Donald Trump, so this is Donald Trump's administration right now,
Okay, let me
our
mention
inflation
another
is
thing to
up.
Trump. Can I?
Our inflation
Okay,
is up.
I'll agree. I'll just approve and agree so we can move on from that. Okay.
So you agree that
You-
prices spiked higher under Donald Trump than they ever did under Biden?
Not really, but I'm just gonna agree with you so we can move on.
That doesn't. No, I need you to concede.
I'm not gonna be a submissive little bitch and go, oh yes, daddy.
I thought you were
Let
going to
me
be
just
respectful.
agree to something that I don't agree with.
I thought you were going to be respectful, but you've gotten an attitude with me now.
I want to try to point out certain things, but you want to talk over me. I don't
Why
know
are
if
you
wanna
being
play this on-
disrespectful, Adam?
I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. I will come in and just try to take a deep breath. It's really hot right now, and I just came back from work. Can I just get a drink of water? I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick. and we can
Hydration
continue our
break, guys.
conversation. Yeah. I don't know how hot it is. It's probably in the 90s right now, somewhere in that area.
Okay.
Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Try to speak more. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. In certain places, I would say that the prices have risen, but in certain other states, it has not.
No, I'm just
depends
talking
on
about the
exactly
U.S.
where
average.
you live.
No, I mean, I agree.
Yes,
Yes,
an
prices are
average.
going to vary by state, by locale,
No, not
and
just by
that's
state,
just
not
by
just by state,
locale,
city.
by locale,
If I were to
by
if I were
locale.
to go in, okay, yes, but here,
Yeah.
as someone who lives in California, I know all the laws here. Trust me, because every single one of them has screwed me at one point in my life.
Okay.
Let's mention this thing.
Michael,
in
if
the
you want me to
northern
read your
area
super
of
chats to
California,
insult me, it's got to be at least
there
10.
is
So
more
good job.
farmland. There's more of this. There's more animals. It's where a lot of production around, not just in California, but it's a major production. And it does, I will say that that part does help. If that part was not existent, a lot of US would go into a massive depression. It is a huge major point, and that's one part where I will agree that California is super important in the northern area. But in the southern area, there's business. There's not much production. It's more in the business suits and ties and computers. So prices down there are a little higher than where it's being produced up there. It's always never just amount in the sense of the state, but it's depending where in that place of state. And that cannot be pointed out because a lot of people don't really mention into that situation because no one can really, because numbers change so fast so they can never stay 100% accurate. That's why it's an average, not, you can never really, if I was going to be a guy on a computer 24/7.
Yeah, no, so averages are important to look at the entirety of the United
Yes, I
States of
agree. Average is
America
important,
because
but average doesn't tell everything.
mhm. So the reason why it's important to look at the overall average for the entirety of the United States of America, because that is more comparable to see what is affecting everyone as a whole instead of just Adam in California, Neely in California, Bishop in California,
It's not just
Money in
California, it's
Colorado,
Arizona, Texas,
Allison
Alabama,
in New
Florida's doing well.
Jersey,
Florida's doing really well.
anybody like, so yeah, me in Florida, Mia in Virginia, like, see, you have to go by the
It's not just one
average
person.
because,
You think it's just a group, 10 people, 20 people? There's more than that. If you think that it's only just a small little handful of group people, it's not. Don't try to like undermine that there is still a under average of an average. That's why it's an average. There's going to be higher than that average, and it's going to be lower than that average. It's an average.
what's an under average of an average?
Could be, I don't know, it could be $4, it could be $3, it could be $5, it could be anything below
No,
the
I need you to
average. It's
define
like
that for
grades.
me.
There's a dictionary. You can look up the word average.
No, I know what average is. I know how you calculate it. I'm asking what is the under average of an average?
Under average is the lower of whatever is average.
The lower
literally
of
kind of the
whatever is average.
Okay, so if something's $6, anything below $6 is below average. There. Anything
Oh,
above $6
so
is
it's not an
above average.
under average. Got it. So it's just below average.
Below, under, whatever. Below, under. It's my wording. Okay.
Oh, I mean, sorry. That's why I asked for clarification because I was honestly confused on what
Okay.
what that
Apologize
would
for the
be.
confusion. Then.
Yeah, it's for
It's just my
clarification.
version of wording.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, what's the current inflation rate for the entirety of the United States of America?
Again, we're going to obviously mention this again in the situation. It depends on state, depends to the city.
It
You're literally
doesn't.
going to go into the same topic. Everything that's money-wise, it depends
It
where the
doesn't.
freak you live.
I asked you what the inflation rate is for the United States of America, not for California, not for Florida, not for Santa
I
Monica.
don't know.
I didn't
I'm
ask you
only caring
for
about
New
my
York
state.
City. I didn't ask you for Tallahassee. I didn't ask you for Nashville. I asked you for the entirety of the United States
Yes,
of America.
there is no exact number because there is no exact data because every single place in the freaking world has a different area of inflation. It depends on your area, the businesses, the production, the amount of people. There is so many things that dependent on profit, inflation, debt, employment. Everything dependent is on the environmental surroundings around you. They can say something, they could place a number, but it's never the exact thing. Because guess what? You can never, ever tell me what's the
TikTok
exact
friendly
data is
reminder,
because every
meteor
single
shower.
city is different.
Adam is gone, and or $40 as a direct donation.
You can tell me a number, but it's not going to be the number in the same place and how it affected that place.
So things are unknowable because averages are now invalid.
There is a number that can connect every single city, but it's not. There's always, again, below or under average, above average. Some are being affected more by inflation, and some cities aren't as affected. There's some cities that are obviously doing much better than others. That you
I
cannot,
think
it's
the
like business. Every building,
statisticians that work for the Bureau of Labor Statistics would
yes, but there's
be
no
very
perfect.
surprised that their averages are meaningless because they don't actually exist.
I'm never saying they're meaningless, but they are clearly, they can't tell you everything because not every, some cities, just like some businesses get affected by taxes and some businesses will get affected by inflation. Some businesses
Every
will get
business is affected by
certain things.
taxes
It's
because
like a
that's the
city.
law, so that wouldn't be a true statement.
It's dependent on business environment. Yes.
They're still
That's why there's
affected by
high class,
taxes.
medium
They're
class,
they're
and low
literally
class.
still affected by taxes. Literally still affected by
Taxes
taxes.
are a thing. I'm just mentioning an example. I'm saying that things are some things affect people more than other people.
Adam, do you like
Taxes,
capitalism?
some people affect that. What?
Do you like capitalism?
No, I don't. Because there's
Oh.
a difference between capitalism.
I would also like
and
capitalism to go away,
Can you
but
let me finish?
capitalism did yoink you, so have a good one. Averages are not real. W Moose. Today I learned. I was years old when I learned that averages are not real. They are unimportant. And all of these other interesting things. Thank you, Richard, for the 10. Said it's for the Antifa dues. Guys, hi. I don't know if you figured this out yet, but I am the leader of Antifa. So if you are also Antifa, Aunt Tifa, be sure, like, hi, I'm your Aunt Tifa. Pay your dues. Pay your monthly dues. We got it. Okay. I had to run with it. I'm sorry. I am Aunt Tifa. Let's go, guys. You got it. Aunt Tifa. We love us some Aunt Tifa. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. Oh, man. Hi, how are you?
Whoa, does this work?
It does work. Hello.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for answering my call. How are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you for TikTok terms of service?
I'm 32 years old.
32. And are you still supporting Trump?
No, not anymore.
W. How about the Republicans?
The Republicans, honestly, they got their heads up their asses so much.
They do.
But also, like, I look at the Democrats and I don't see any good candidates.
Good candidates for what position?
Well, we're looking at the midterms right now.
Correct.
The midterms, honestly, with the way things are going, it may be pretty rough for both. But you know, with our two-party system, I've always kind of thought that it doesn't matter at the end of the day. The money and the power bees are going to always, you know, placate the terms of the negotiation. But hey, first off, I wanted to thank you in general for this open forum. I've seen you've come up in my YouTube feed a couple times, and I think it's actually kind of awesome. And I'm listening to all these people that are talking before me, and you have to deal with a lot. So I get it, but I actually want to come with an argument and be respectful and not go like ape shit like the last two guys did. So, oh, by the way, the Antifa joke was hilarious. Your like Socratic method is like next to no other. So this is the first time I've ever done this. I just thought it was really interesting to actually get the opportunity to talk to you. But I'm going to try to push the bounds because based on what I've seen and my job, which I can't get into, but I want to argue this topic. I want to talk about birthright citizenship, if that's okay with you.
What about it exactly?
So, while I've enjoyed the point, or I understand that the constitutional amendment, the 14th Amendment, argues that anyone born on the soil is automatically a citizen, I think that it causes a national security like dilemma, in my opinion.
What's the national security dilemma with an individual being born on United States soil that creates a national security issue?
Well, the only reason I bring it up is because there were two Chinese nationals that attempted to plant an IED a couple months ago over down in Florida. Did you hear about it?
No, I need more information.
Yeah, so there was a Alan Zhen and a Mary Zhen from that were born in this country illegally, and they
If they
later
were,
on they went and they yep
how do you,
they I apologize. You're right. No, you're right. 100% words have meaning. You're very on point with that, and honestly, that's one of the most impressive things about you is you're straight to the definition of words. You're very. Are you a law scholar? Because honestly, I'm kind of curious.
no, I just have a bit of the tism.
No, that's awesome. So do I. So maybe we could tism together. And I don't expect to change your mind, but I appreciate you listening to it. So in March 10th of 2026, Alan Zhen and Alan Zhen attempted to place an IED at MacDill Air Force Base. So they were both apprehended, but I do think this is like a situation where outside actors could theoretically use our, and I don't want to say flaw, but I want to say the law of the land in our country to perpetrate nefarious kind of intentions. Do you think that's a concern at all?
No, not really. Because this happens
Okay.
to our own United States citizens as well, people that have US parents that have been here, right? Whether they
Yeah.
we'll just say parents that were born as United States citizens, right? So this happens regardless of whether someone was born to an undocumented immigrant or not, right? That's not the issue. The issue is the fact that people get radicalized in some way or another by nefarious actors anywhere, because it even occurs within the US. So,
No, and I think you're right. I just think that it's easy for someone to come in from another country and, enact a terroristic event, and it's easy because you're born in the country, you get a U.S. passport, you're free and clear for the most part. You can stay here for a little while, and you can conduct a terrorist attack on a base. And I've served, so it's one of those things where I'm just trying to see how we could mitigate the risks. I'm not talking about necessarily border crossings or encounters, as you discussed with the individual earlier. I think that's a whole different issue and a whole reason on a whole different problem that we need to legislate in the future. I'm concerned with the national security of our nation. But you're right. Gun violence, mental health, all that. Those are big issues in this country. I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it would be an interesting thing to talk about. I do disagree with the fact that you said that you don't think it's an issue, but I also know where you're coming from. There are also other issues that are plaguing our country. So I get that.
Yeah, it's just if it's something that's not unique to someone's status of being an immigrant, then it is not something that is an issue, right? We have actual neo-Nazi groups within the United States of America that perform acts of terror in our own country, right? So where they try to shoot up our U.S. military members simply being born on U.S. soil to non-citizen parents isn't going to make a difference, at least not in my opinion, because it can happen either way. You can be
No, I
radicalized
mean,
just by being
that's
here.
listen, you're completely right. I just know that the founders or at least the people that put forward this amendment, it was for slaves, like it was for slaveholders.
It wasn't.
I apologies, misspoke. It was meant for slaves and their children that were born here, that they would become free, So it's
It was not.
but because I think the word was subject to the jurisdiction whereof, which, required like political jurisdiction and allegiance, not mere presence. At least that's what Jacob Howard and Senator Turnbull stated.
No. So again, this
But no,
was
no, but
argued.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I spoke over you.
No, I was saying it was argued on the Senate floor that they did not care who it would apply to. They even actually specifically mentioned, I believe, Chinese immigrants at that time because it was surprisingly a decent issue in the 1860s.
They did. That's a good
Mhm.
call. That's actually a really good call. They did mention that. But I do think that, like, as laws form, and I would imagine you would believe it too, that the Constitution is somewhat malleable based on risks and like the way society progresses.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'd be
Still,
constitutionalists and we would just read it for the text and we'd be like,
which
"Hey,
they
right to bear
did.
arms. You can own a rocket launcher," which is insane.
Are you familiar with British law? Or no, it wasn't British law. It was a standard. It wasn't necessarily law. It was just their standard. So did you read the Trump v. Barbara holding or the opinions?
Are you talking about the recent Supreme Court case on birthright citizenship?
Yes.
So yes, a little bit, but honestly, I wouldn't claim to be an expert. I got a few things from Kagan, Barrett, and Jackson and Roberts. But yes, I'm sure you're going to school me on something. But
Yeah, so
you're
we'll
right.
actually
Go
just
ahead.
look
I
at
would love to learn.
we'll look at John Roberts, right? He delivered the majority opinion of the court, and he's the Chief Justice, right? So we'll look at
Correct.
him and we'll read part of this. And I did have to do a Control F to find it exactly in Trump v. Barbara. There
I'm
is
glad. Hey, I'm
scant.
glad I at least made you Control F it.
Well,
So
I
at
mean, I didn't
least
know exactly
you
which
didn't know it
page.
off the top of your head. No, but I'm just saying, based on what I've seen before in the views with the rest of it, you know a lot off the top of your head. So
I do. I read way too much. So
it's awesome.
specifically, what he's saying here is that there is scant evidence for a dramatically revisionist view. Sources from 1776 to 1868 defined allegiance by birth just as the British did, as the tie or duty owed by the one who is born within the dominions under the protection of a particular sovereign. They even quote a reference there. One specific quote from there, and this one I also, let me see if I have it on this page.
Can I just
Yeah, where
interject?
he specifically says that they made references to early English law that made children British subjects for simply being born in Britain.
Honestly, okay.
Just this next
Decent point. I appreciate you bringing it up. I just want to inject because I'm too patriotic for this. We overthrew Britain, you know?
And we
Come
modeled
on,
our laws.
USA. You're right. We did
We
model
modeled
our
our
laws
laws.
off of it.
Yep.
I'm just joking. I'm just throwing a joke in there.
I mean, you're fine. Sorry, the TISM doesn't always allow me to understand jokes. So
The TISM won't allow me to not be USA only, but I understand.
okay. But the thing is, right, is the story of citizenship in the United States begins with the English common law before the Revolution. The American colonists, like all in the British Empire, were considered subjects of the sovereign, which is why when people are born in the United States, they are in fact United States citizens. So that's why they reference not only the 14th Amendment, 8 U.S. Code 1401, which reaffirmed birthright citizenship, but also British common law that made someone a citizen at birth, even in Britain. So no, it's been well documented that that would have actually been the original intentions of the framers, because they were following
Yeah,
British common law.
No, that's actually a really good argument. Like, how would the people of the United States, if they weren't born in the country or they didn't establish the law from Britain to establish citizenship, be citizens of this new country? Like, I get it. Like, legally, it makes a lot of sense. It's just, you know, in my opinion, I think it's a national security risk. But that's a really good point. You're very, very, very solid legal argument.
Yep. So I just don't
Did
see
you
it
want to
being
talk
an
about
issue.
anything else? Can I ask you one? Actually, I'd like to ask you one more question.
What's the
if
question?
If possible, please. I just want to know, so and maybe you'll probably get it from my answer, but I was a Bernie supporter in 2016. I did not vote in the 2016 election because I did not want to vote for Hillary Clinton, a neocon, or Donald Trump, who I thought was a joke. 2020 rolled around. I voted for Joe Biden. 2024, with the unduly process of Kamala Harris being in place, I voted for Donald Trump. Like, do you think that, I mean, in my opinion, it was an awful decision, but I'm not a bad person for doing that, you know? At least I don't think I am. Do you think I am?
I don't say that.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Are you a progressive?
I am a progressive secular humanist.
I like that. You almost said socialist, but
no,
progressive.
Secular humanist is what I meant
go
to
ahead.
say.
No, you're good. That's cool. No, it was honestly, it was an honor talking to you. I won't take up any more of your time unless you have any more questions, but I'm sure you don't. Thank you for the platform.
You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Hey, so I actually want to address this. Normally I don't, okay? Because normally I don't really care. So let me see if I can find this real quick. Because somebody thinks that, so Michael, autism is not a monolith, okay? Literally no two autistic people are the same. Just like people, no two people are the exact same. So you are treating your brother like he is a monolith. And I have to let you know that you should not do that. Okay? Autism is not a monolith. I have AUDHD. It's hard to say all of that. I don't know why it always trips me up because I'm used to saying ADHD. But it's AUDHD. Okay? And so what you're confused on, yes, sometimes I can be a jerk because I match energy. I don't know why I have to maintain a polite attitude with someone the entire time while they're being a complete asshole or a dick to me. Like, do you expect that from men? Do you expect that from men when they match energy? Why should I be the bigger person, Ty? I actually, so here's a common like misconception, right? The way that I remain calm in my conversations with people, the vast majority of the time, is a part of me not only A, being the bigger person, but also B, maintaining myself and engaging, being autistic. I'm allowed to match energy because people are shitty human beings. And I shouldn't have to continue to put up with people being shitty human beings. But Michael, you should not be treating your brother as if he's a monolith. And I hope he's doing well with his autism. Because if you treat him like a monolith, that somehow he must be the image of every single autistic person in the entire in the entire world, then you're doing a disservice to him. Cool. Yes. Please explain to me and be very specific when I was being condescending. I want you to do that. Be specific on when I was being condescending and please make sure you understand the difference between being condescending and being confident in what you're talking about. Do you know what the difference is? Because I talk with an air of confidence because I do typically know my stuff. And as most people saw with the last caller, if I didn't know something, I would say, no, I don't know things. I have zero problem saying if I don't know something, right? But I am confident in the things that I say. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. You hear people say that all the time because they don't know, they see a woman who is confident in her knowledge, confident in the things that she knows, speaking in a firm manner, typically with a flat face, or there are times where I get sarcastic. I love grinning when I know somebody's walked into a trap, right? I love grinning. Okay? They consider it all to be condescending because they don't like being the realization that they are having that they don't know certain things. And so they call me condescending. I know, John, it's only on TikTok. But I do appreciate you trying to help. I don't want to move this bar because otherwise it's on my face or it's covered up by other things. Like if I put it up here, it's covered by people getting TikTok universes. So I keep it here. But I don't have a better place for it yet. I'm still trying to work on that. Okay, let's read through. Well, I can either. So here's the vote. I can read through super chats real quick, or I can speed run the last 3 callers that are in line. I got you. Yes, thank you. And Monica, I don't really consider you condescending until you like really roll into it. There are times where I will be condescending. So I just wanted to point that out to Michael. You should not treat someone that is autistic as a monolith. It's not cool. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. How old are you for TikTok terms of service?
I'm 33.
Okay. And you're still supporting Donald Trump?
Yeah, I still support Donald Trump.
Number 1 reason why?
Number 1 reason. I would say it's probably the America First policies.
Is it America First to start a illegal war with Iran?
I mean, Define illegal.
Blatantly against the United
It,
States
it,
Constitution. There is no AUMF that authorized the use of force in specifically Iran, and there's no evidence that they are connected with ISIS or with Al Qaeda. So that is illegal. There's no AUMF that allows it. It's
well,
directly against Article 1 of the United States Constitution. It wasn't voted on by Congress. Congress needs to do their damn jobs and actually roll back that power, or actually step up and say, yeah, he's violating the War Powers Act too, where his 60 days is dead and gone because our troops never withdrew from the area. So there was never a pause on the 60-day clause. So right now it is 100% illegal as well.
I
And there
mean,
was no
obviously
imminent threat.
that can be argued in court as far as the legality of it, obviously, because you're going to have your argument, which there are a lot of talking points around this
What was
subject,
the
and
imminent
obviously,
threat?
well, we already know Donald Trump's talking point. The imminent threat is the enrichment of uranium to the point where it could be used for a nuclear weapon.
What is the
Now,
necessary level of enrichment to be used for a nuclear weapon?
I believe it's something like 70%, 60%,
It's
something around there.
90%. 93 is the
Okay.
ideal percentage.
Uh-huh.
They were
Okay.
at 60. Our
How do
own
we know
United
that?
States, because of the IAEA. Are you familiar with them?
Yes, but I also know that it's possible to have people come inspect your home without them finding everything.
Oh, okay. Well, see, what they actually had was remote monitoring devices as well that were monitoring the levels of the uranium enrichment. So that's also not a thing. So, no part of our United States National Intelligence Division said that they were enriching uranium past the 60%. None of them disputed the findings of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, which is an internationally UN recognized body that does more than just evaluate Iran, for example. They keep tabs on almost every nuclear facility that is known, but specifically, we can just bring up Ukraine. They have monitors in there. Our former DNI specifically said to a congressional committee or congressional body that they weren't building a nuclear weapon. The director of the IAEA, said that while their level of enrichment is concerning, there is nothing to suggest that they were seeking a nuclear weapon. They had a religious fatwa that actually outlawed the production or the use of a religious weapon, a nuclear weapon, saying that it would be against Allah for them to use a nuke or even create one. So, no, that is not America first, that we have lost 19 service members in Iran.
I agree that's a tragedy, and it could be true that it was basically just an excuse that they used to do what they did. That could 100% be the case. However, Iran, we already know, supports ISIS. We know that it's a
No, they
predominantly
didn't.
Muslim country. Yes, they
ISIS is
fund Hezbollah.
eradicated
They
by
fund
Donald
the
Trump,
Houthis.
supposedly. ISIS was
So
never
that's
funded
maybe.
by Iran. Their group is the IRGC. We do know that they fund Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, but there's
Yes,
never
and I
been
think
any
that
evidence that they supported or funded ISIS or Al Qaeda or the terrorist individuals that carried out the attacks on 9/11, which is what the
yes,
last
but I believe that
AUMF was
they
about.
would.
So they're directly outside the law.
I believe they inadvertently will help any radical Islamic group that supports their
Oh,
cause
just
because
your
they all
belief,
have
but
the
not
same core
facts.
beliefs.
Okay.
No, I'm saying that that's their belief.
No, you just said it's your
So
belief that they're going to help anybody that supports their belief. So
of course,
it's
because
not facts.
they share the same beliefs. So if someone shares a similar belief to you and you have the same goal or mission,
But they
you're
don't
going
fund
to
them,
support
so
that.
that's not true.
It may be, it may
Is
not
it
be.
America
Like
first to spend $37.5 trillion on this? Sorry, billion dollars. Let me correct myself. $37.5 billion on this illegal war in Iran.
I mean, if you want regime change, yes, it's worth it.
You're against your own support. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you for TikTok terms of service?
I'm 29.
Okay. And are you still supporting Trump?
Yes, I don't support the war while we're also going through the terrorists, but I do support the war on a theocratical level. I do support the fact that we need to take down that regime in Iran.
Who made America, or sorry, the United States, the world police?
Oh, nobody. I just believe people that
Nobody.
want us
So
dead.
what gives
No,
the
I
United
just
States of
believe. Wait,
America?
gotcha.
What gives the United States of America the right to perform a regime change in another country?
Hello, you still there?
I am. I think you dropped your phone. What gives the United States of America the right to perform a regime change in another country?
Oh, simple. They want us dead. They literally scream,
No.
"Death to America."
I didn't say specifically Iran, and if you actually understood the translation, that's not what it means. So
Oh,
what
no,
gives
no,
the
no, no, no,
United
no. They
States
call
of
us the Great
America
Satan. My fault. They call us the Great Satan.
Yeah, the government.
They-
What gives the
No,
United
no,
States of
no. The
America?
religious
Yes,
leaders
I'm
that
sorry,
actually
you don't
control
know
Iran.
anything about it. Stop. What gives the United
Wait,
States
no,
of
yes, I
America?
do.
Hold on. What gives the
Go ahead.
United States of America the right to do a regime change in any other country?
Oh, perfect. Can I actually answer the question now?
If you are direct in the answer and not trying to needle nose it.
No, I'm not trying to needle anything. So simply, right? They scream death to America. They call us the Great Satan. They literally support terrorist
The whole
groups
world
that's
says that?
No,
Like
I'm
all
talking
of the other
I'm talking
countries
about
do that?
just Iran. I'm just talking about one country and
Oh,
only
I'm
in Iran.
funny. I said any country.
Oh, yeah, but you're talking about any country. Not every country in the world is against America. Actually, a lot of countries do
Oh,
support
okay, great.
America.
So let's
A lot
try
of
this
countries actually
again.
have
Okay,
pacts with America and actually
Hamilton,
work with America.
Hamilton. Let's try this again. What gives the United States of America the right to perform a regime change in any country?
Okay. Any country who declares war against America, right, should have to deal with the repercussions of declaring war, which they
Who
did in
declared war
February,
against
even
us?
before.
Who declared war against the
Iran.
United States? Where is their declaration of
Iran.
war? Where is their declaration of war prior to June
Can I
of
tell you the date?
2025?
Oh my God, can I tell you the date? Can I
Yeah,
tell you
where
the
is
date?
the declaration of war? I want to see,
All right,
like,
perfect.
is it
All right,
published?
perfect. Yes, yes. Actually, before Khomeini died, Khomeini literally declared war both
It's
against
Khamenei.
Israel and America.
It's
On
Khamenei.
literally a press conference.
It's Khamenei.
In a conference. Okay. Huh? What you said, man?
It's Khamenei.
Khamenei, literally the
Khamenei.
great leader of Iran before he died, with 88 others.
Okay, so
Can I tell you the date though?
Ayatollah Khamenei declared
Okay.
war
Against America
on the
and Israel.
USA.
And Israel.
Huh, interesting. No, actually, there is zero evidence that Ayatollah Ali Khamenei ever declared war in the United States, so you're wrong.
Oh, oh no, I ain't wrong. Honestly, I could show you, I could actually bring you up to the actual press conference. Let me just go look at it right up on YouTube, where they actually did the live press conference of where he actually declared war. Unless you're trying to say the translators were wrong. Now, if you're saying that the translators were wrong, that's a whole nother story. I'm just telling you what I saw from my own mouth from the man said. And literally, a couple weeks later, we bombed them. But let me just go look up the date real quick. I'm sorry, I wasn't actually prepared for this.
Yeah.
I just knew more of these facts. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the video.
So what he's going to find is that the president of Iran, who is not Ayatollah Khamenei, stated that, in my opinion, we are in a
Oh, by the
full-fledged
way,
war
on
with
also
America,
something that you
Israel,
said
and
to the
Europe.
other
They do
man
not
too.
want
I'm
our
not trying
country
to
to
deflect
stand
at all.
on
I'm
its
just trying to
feet.
find this, and I want to say something in between.
Yeah.
I just looked up also when you were talking about we're enriching uranium to 60%. Can you tell me why? Because literally when I Googled it, they only said they need 3 to 5% for actual nuclear power.
No, that's for nuclear reactors. That's for nuclear fuel.
No, that's just for nuclear fuel. No,
Nuclear
I'm just
fuel.
asking.
So 60% enrichment can be utilized specifically for medical purposes is the best utilization for it. It's for medical testing and things like that. You can find this, okay? Also, I'm just gonna let you know that it wasn't Ayatollah
Okay.
Khamenei, which is what your claim was, that said this. And also,
Mhm.
I asked you to give me the date that it was said before June of 2025, considering that was the
Oh,
first attack that we committed on Iran, which didn't happen. The only person
okay,
that
okay,
we can
okay.
find that said anything in tangentially related to what your claim was the Iranian president, who isn't the end all be all. When it comes to the actions of Iran, what he said was, in my opinion, we are in a full-fledged war with America, Israel, and Europe because they do not want our country to stand on its feet. That's not a declaration of war. That's him stating his opinion on what he believed to be true because of the actions in June of 2025 with Operation Midnight Hammer. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
So yeah, no.
I said I was speed running them. Hi, how are you?
Yo, what's happening, girl?
Just life. How old
I
are
know
you
that's
for
right.
how old are you for
Well,
TikTok terms of service?
I'm 39. I'm down in Florida.
Awesome. Are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I didn't call to talk about Trump. I just called to tell you you about cute as hell. You know that, and I love your show, and I watch you all the time.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good night.
You too.
Yep, we love you. Bye.
Bye. I got to give him props because he waited 51 minutes to say that. So he gets props for that one. Okay. Castle, thank you for the jewels. Peach, thank you for the jewels. Janelle, thank you for the jewels. Balancing the phone on the head is worth at least a tenner. Excellent work tonight. Thank you, sub. That was actually fun to do. Okay, Ari, by this guy, because you are having your arms over your head while defeating this guy's rear end is doing stuff to the lonely guys in here. That's hilarious. Thank you for the 10. Manic, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for all you do, Ari. You're inspirational. Thank you, Blue Baron. I do love seeing your comments on my video, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Sud, for the jewels. Get him, Ari. Expose these MAGA racists. Love your show. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sud, again for the jewels. Tormentium for the jewels. That's a fun name. USA is in decline. If you have the opportunity to leave, then do it. It requires financial capital. We're working on it. Michael sent a lot of $2 ones. Michael, unfortunately, I don't read insults unless they're $10 or more. So cry harder in the comments. Ari, the MAGA in your YouTube chat are insane and not very. They are extra usually. I'm sorry. Thank you for putting up with the chat. Which for this, we'll go ahead and take this down so y'all can see everything. Sorry, my bad. Thank you again, Godless Engineer. Raul, thank you for the jewels. Michael, thank you for the donation. Love, thank you for the 2. Let's see here. Yeah, still crying in the chat. Michael couldn't even send a singular 10 to say all of your opinions. Oh, goodness. My Labrador has better emotional regulation than many of your callers, and that's saying a lot. Exactly. Thank you for the euros. And let's see. Remy, thank you for the bits. And Junior, thank you. Said, here you are, Auntie Ari. Hello. Paying my dues to our fearless leader. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Leo, thank you. Or Leon, thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate that so much. And License, thank you for the jewels. Rick, thank you for the jewels. Luna, Chick, I love Pokemon. And Larone, thank you all for the jewels. I appreciate you guys so much for being here. If you are new here, you haven't hit that follow or that subscribe button, hit it now. That is the end of the show. Okay? So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here. I don't have anywhere to send you over on YouTube or Twitch. I am just going to end it. I will be back on live maybe this weekend. There is 0. I am not sure yet. I am no longer accepting calls. K2, so sorry. Yes. Good point. We can do that real quick. Actually, you guys will go somewhere. Hold on. Y'all have no idea how annoying it is to do this on the way that I have my screen, so. Cool. Save. Okay, y'all go have fun over at Hector.